5 games will be added to your 20-game total from the qualifying rounds. After tonight's 5 games, there will be a cut to the top 16 in each division. All athletes who make the top 16 will begin competition tomorrow at 8 a.m. to bowl in the double elimination match play bracket finals. There will be a brief players meeting at 7:45 in the lounge. You will want to check in at 7 o'clock. Any ties for the 16th position will be decided tonight with a 1-game roll-off. Now, at this time, I'll ask all athletes to please walk out on the approach. Spectators and guests, let's give these folks a round of applause as they head down to be deserved. Athletes, please have a seat in the settee area. Tonight, you'll simply follow the lane numbers on your recap sheet to determine where you will bowl your next game. You will be responsible for entering the scores on your recap sheet and taking your recap to the new pair lanes after each game. Signed recaps must be turned in to the scoring monitors at the end of the 5 games, and please fill out the recap completely and add your scores for a grand total. Please do not risk disqualification by failing to turn in your recap sheet. No substance may be placed on the outer surface of a bowling ball. This includes the patting of the ball with a rosin bag. The outer surface of the ball may only be cleaned with a dry towel once the bowler has begun competition. Also, no substance, including talcum powder or easy slide, can be applied to the bottom of a player's shoes once the bowler has begun competition. 1-lane courtesy is in effect, and only bowlers are allowed in the settee area. Spectators and guests, flash photography is not allowed during competition, and smoking is only allowed outside. Please take a moment and turn off all cell phones. Athletes, at this time we're going to turn your lanes on for 10 minutes of practice. possession. 2 minutes. 2-1. Athletes, practice is concluding. It is now over. Please hold up on all practice deliveries. Just as a reminder, if there is a tie for the final advancing spot in the divisions tonight, we will have a roll-off immediately following. That will be for the 16th position. Spectators, how about another round of applause for these athletes as they begin tonight's tournament competition. Good luck and good going.
Good evening, everybody. Live from Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis, Lucas Wiseman and Jason Overstreet with you as we get started with the final round of qualifying at the 2012 North Point Junior Gold Championships presented by Brunswick. We've got all 4 divisions competing in this final qualifying round, and we will be narrowing the field down to the top 64 in the under 20 boys and under 20 girls divisions. I'm sorry, 16. We're at 64 right now. We'll go to 16 and 16 and 16 in the under 15 divisions. So all divisions going to be narrowed down to 16 bowlers at the end of this night for the double elimination match play bracket, which will begin at 8 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow right here on Bowl TV. So we've got 4 different featured pairs with 4 different divisions. And we'll try to kind of keep an eye on them sporadically throughout the evening. Whatever is most interesting at any given time is what we will show. The under 15s will finish much further ahead than the under 20s. They only have 4 in a pair. The under 20s have 6s. So expect the under 15s to probably finish about a full game ahead of the 20 and unders.
Yeah, we know it's going to be tough to get to see everybody's first shot every game, especially with their bowling with 1-lane courtesy here, so things move pretty quick. But we'll do our best to try to get a glimpse of everyone in all the divisions. Furthest off to our right, you're watching right now, the U20 boys.
Zachary Rhodes, Sam Cantrell up at this moment. Also on that pair, Neil Cooley, who shot 300 this morning. They are bowling on the same pattern as they did earlier today. It's the Paris, 47 feet, high-scoring pattern.
So right next door, we have the U20 girls on 31-32.
Caitlin Simpson and Brianna Amadon. Sorry, Jason.
And then one pair over, the U15 girls.
Michaela Mitchell, Marcella Wood are currently up there. Jordan Newham and Amanda Duplan also on that pair. That's Michaela Mitchell right there. And we also have a camera on the U15 boys. Zach Tackett, Donnie Turner, Brandon Biondo, and Joe Grondin. Kind of a wide angle view on that one. Let's take a look at Neil Cooley. Starts things off with a strike, the Penguin Man.
Our U15 boys are waiting on
I
a issue of some kind.
They need a pin to be respotted or something. Or maybe it was a ball return. So again, we're narrowing down all 4 divisions tonight to the top 16 for match play. There's Chris Vi. He was on as a guest during the last block, and he needs a big round to make it into that top 16. He's in 50th place. Starts with a double. That one's
Jordan
right.
Newham.
Yep, missed right on that one. Got 3 off the right. Still early on, though. Time to rebound from that. Can't let one bad shot get you down early on here. Emily Lynn Heddleston strikes after opening in the first. Thanks to our sponsors, North Point, Brunswick, Dexter, Bowling This Month, and the Yes Fund, as well as the United States Bowling Congress and the Bowling Proprietors Association of America. Everybody coming together to make this great youth championship event possible.
There's a look at our U15 boys. They have the angle kind of off to the left, but we'll look to try to give them airtime as best we can. Joseph Grondin, the shot there.
Chris Vi started with the front 3. Maybe come to play this evening. And for those of you wondering about match play tomorrow and how we're going to work it out, we've got these same 4 pairs that will broadcast, and we're going to reposition a camera tomorrow morning to make it a little better for that U15 boys pair. But they're going to kind of always have matches going on those 4 pairs, and so in each of the divisions. So we'll have all kinds of action throughout match play for you here on Bowl TV of all 4 divisions during match play tomorrow. And one thing worth noting, in the U20 division tonight, we will have 4 Junior Team USA members decided. The top 2 in the U20 boys and the top 2 in the U20 girls will be automatically placed onto Junior Team USA here this evening after 25 games of qualifying. That's kind of a perk for the 2 players who make their way to the top of the standings heading into the double elimination match play bracket where anything could happen. They want to make sure those top 2 players are rewarded for their accomplishments during qualifying, and so that's the best way to do it. There'll be 4 extremely happy people here this evening, and 64 pretty happy people who make match play with still a chance to do something special here, win the national title.
Zach Tackett.
Yeah, we are going to give away 4 national titles here this week, 1 in each division. And it'll be the first time we've crowned a U15 champion. As Neil Cooley misses a 10-pin.
Oh, bad luck with the switches here. I keep on switching to missed single pins. Stop it.
Yeah, we don't want to see missed single pins. Chris Vi is about to be up with the front three. Down on 31 and, sorry, down 33, 34. Jason, go to 33 and 34. There's Chris. He's got the front four, and he just missed way right. We probably should have left him alone.
See? I was trying to look out for him. Nice looking shot there. Kayla Mitchell.
It's pretty fast and furious action when you're trying to cover 4 pairs, isn't it, Jason?
And it's
rapid
tough
fire.
because I know that there are probably, there's ultimately always somebody that ends up being on the bad luck on the switch timing that end up being on another pair when they're up, and inevitably it's their parents that are at home watching.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my best.
Oh yeah, if you have somebody, if you're watching and you're in our chat, and you've got somebody that is your favorite bowler that's on our 4 pairs here, let us know and we'll try to get you a
something
shot.
in the chat. Most of the parents are here, but if there's a family member that's watching that couldn't come and is, really wanting to get a look, and know that Caitlin Simpson, who we see bowling there frequently, she has friends and family watching on the chat. She's been a participant at our Bowl TV live events in the past, so we'll certainly do our best.
Remember, we can only show people that are on the featured pairs. We can't show you anybody else. We do have a request to see Joe Grondin, who's on the U15 boys pair. He's got 73 in the 5th, I can tell you that much.
All right, we'll keep an eye out for when Joe is up.
And some people want to see Chris Vi as well. We showed him a second ago and he washed out, so I don't know if he wants us to show him anymore. Brittany Nato. 245.
Ooh, interesting way to get the washout. Bounce it back.
Yeah. Don't see that very often.
Zach Tackett.
Someone in the chat wanting to see Michaela Mitchell, who's up on 29 right now. Jason will flip over there. There she is. And Joe Grondin is going to be up on 28, Jason. There's Joe. Well,
And Messenger. Hey, how about that?
He's not scared of the camera.
And we catch Mr. Vi picking up a spare.
Again, if you're just tuning in, we're watching all 4 divisions at the same time. They're all bowling right now, and we've got 4 cameras, one on each of the 4 pairs that we have in front of us here with the different divisions. There's a lot of flipping around. Someone in the chat wants to see Giselle Poss, who's on 31 and 32, but she's not quite up yet, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Donnie Turner with a strike over in the 15.
Neil Cooley showing off his Penguin shirt. Should ask him what's up with that. He was wearing it the other day, too. Mitchell. That one's through the noggin. 6-pin. Chris Vi, 6th frame. Spared in the 5th. So he's got 102 now in the 5th frame to strike in the 6th for Junior Team USA member and world champion Chris Vi. Vidal checking into the chat. Olaf Vidal, our Dominican friend. Haven't seen Pilly all day. I wonder what she's up to. She usually checks in on our live streaming. Make sure you tell her we said hello, Vidal.
Appreciate everybody joining us this evening to watch our live coverage of North Point Junior Gold Championships. As Lucas mentioned, we will be adding 2 members to Junior Team USA. I don't know if, Lucas, it's worth recounting how all of the Junior Team USA members are added to the team. This year's format, it's a little bit different.
If I can remember, let me rack my brain here. So the 2 boys and 2 girls get automatic spots tonight.
Oh!
Greek Church! Did we catch that on the camera?
We just saw it off the corner. Yeah, we did.
That's awesome. That was cool. It was in the 10th frame, too. How about that? Amanda Duplan, or Duplin, however you say it, with a Greek Church conversion. That was pretty awesome. Well, as I was saying, 2 boys, 2 girls get automatic spots on Junior Team USA tonight. And then 2 boys, 2 girls get selected tomorrow. And the top 2 finishers in the bracket in the boys and girls under 20 also earn automatic spots. But here's the hitch. You can't get 2 spots. So if you finish 1st and 2nd tonight, and then you finish 1st or 2nd tomorrow, that spot tomorrow becomes a selection. So let's say Chris Vi and Neil Cooley finish 1st and 2nd tonight. It's not going to happen, but let's, for argument's sake. And then they finish 1st and 2nd tomorrow. That means the National Selection Committee will select 4 people instead of 2 tomorrow. Kind of complicated, but I think everybody gets the idea.
Wish we had the replay rolling on that. Lucas might have to go back and look for that.
It's pretty awesome.
Try and pull a replay after this is recorded.
191 for Amanda Duplin. Michaela Mitchell, 194. She opened at the 10th. Jordan Newham, 143. And Marcella Wood shoots 198. As they have wrapped up game 1 on our U15 girls pair. I believe they are still planning to update the standings after each game the best that they can. It's a lot of bowling going on, a lot of scores to be tallied, but I think the plan is to continue to update it after each game on bowl.com. And we'll run through the scores on the U15 boys. They are wrapping up here in just a moment. We're in the 6th frame on our U20 girls pair and the 7th frame on our U20 boys pair. Okay, they have more bowlers on a pair in the U20 division.
There's Giselle Poss. I know that there was a request to see her in the chat, and
great
with
shot.
good reason.
Good shot. Very nice. Donnie Turner, 221. Zach Tackett, 229. Those are the under 15, or the U15 boys scores. Nice shot by Brianna in the 7th. Brandon Biondo will shoot 236 this game if he strikes on the fill, and Joe Grondin going to shoot 168 if he strikes on the fill.
Question in the chat about what the U15 winners get. The U15 winners will get an invitation to bowl in the Tournament of the Americas, representing the United States.
Presuming they're age eligible.
So there is a little bit of a difference in the age eligibility for this tournament and Tournament of Americas, but if they are young enough, they will have a chance to bowl in a international competition representing Team USA. So something for everyone.
And don't forget that the National Selection Committee, for their picks, can pick from the U15 division if they so choose. If they see a bowler who really dominates and looks like they could be a player for the future, like Cameron Doyle, although Cameron has opted up to the U20, then they could theoretically get picked for the team if the selection committee was impressed enough by them. So not out of the realm of possibility. And there's Pili Baez checking in from the Dominican Republic. I knew she's always watching. She's always lurking in there. She might have been at the beach all day. Don't forget to use that Junior Gold hashtag if you're tweeting about the event. Rebecca Fisher with a tweet using our hashtag says she's watching Junior Gold on Bowl TV. Rebecca made it into our video recap of the girls on Bowl TV. Nice to meet you, Rebecca. Matt Walsh says he's watching right now on his 50-inch TV and says it's amazing. Sounds pretty cool.
Joe Groden score 166. Brother in LA wants to know. Brother, glad to help you out. Hope we got your last name right.
For those of you watching out there who tweet, get on your Twitter right now and post a tweet that says you're watching Bowl TV. And put that Junior Gold hashtag on it. If you do it, I'll give you a shout out. I'll be checking that hashtag. So tweet that you're watching us here on Bowl TV. Junior Gold hashtag, we'll give you a shout out.
Also share it on Facebook. Let everybody know there's no reason we shouldn't have 1,000 people watching this by the end of the night to see who ends up making Junior Team USA and advances to that match play competition tomorrow. In case you're not familiar with the format change this year, instead of round robin match play, it is bracket style elimination. And so it's going to be some exciting stuff and great to see who is it that makes it. Expose folks to the North Pointe Junior Gold Championship. $250,000 in scholarships will be handed out to these bowlers.
I think that the world is ending outside, Jason. I hear the building rumbling, and I'm looking outside, and it is absolutely pouring outside.
Well,
fingers crossed for no power outages.
Need the rain.
They need it desperately here.
Do not want to exactly. Don't.
There's a severe thunderstorm watch here this evening.
I don't even like talking about power outages when it comes to bowling. It's nothing that'll.
Yeah, looking at the radar, there's a pretty nasty storm right over top of us right now. Can you hear that?
Oh,
that is really loud thunder.
Some loud thunder going on.
That's not the sound of pins crashing, folks. That is some nasty thunderstorms outside.
Good thing is it hardly find a more secure and stable building than this.
That's true.
Of course, not exactly ideal to have electronic equipment tied to your head in the middle of an electrical storm. But hopefully for Lucas and I, it'll be a quick end if that's the way it goes.
Jason, I'm going to take a break now. You can take over. We got some folks who are using that Junior Gold hashtag watching. Quite a few of us, a few of you actually. Wow, so many that it's hard for me to keep up. Where do I start? Nathan says he's watching. He's somebody who's told him to watch, so he did. Noah says the live feed is amazing. Thank you very much, Noah. James D watching Junior Gold live on Bold TV. Wes Canister watching Bold TV right now on YouTube. He missed the cut by 3 pins. Oh, so sorry, Wes. But good bowling nonetheless. That's a great tournament.
That's a good showing.
Carly says, wish they would show Tori Ferris on Bowl TV, but this is still exciting. Well, let's hope that Tori Ferris makes it over here eventually. CID Solutions says they're watching Michael Payne bowl. Green Bottle Lover watching Junior Gold on Bowl TV, waiting for them to show my little brother Miko Walker. He was on earlier.
Oh, yeah, he's
great young talent.
Great, yeah.
I think we'll actually see him the last game, if I'm not mistaken.
He definitely caught everyone's attention, that's for sure.
Jack Irvin says he's watching. Go Kyle Anderson and Joey Copera. Mike's watching watching Danielle McEwen and Jackie Carbonetto. Melissa Wunsch is rooting for Andre Davis and Rachel Sather. Joe is watching. Ashley, they're just, wow, we got a lot of folks who are on Twitter watching the live stream today, Jason. They're coming in hot and heavy.
Sean Wilcox over there picking up the spare. We got some new U15s that are going, try and run through some of the names. Rebecca Browerman on there. Got Haley Boyle, Justine Brookover, Dakota Facchini. And a really big,
we have headsets
on. That was a really loud, really loud thunder.
I don't know if I don't think the folks at home can hear it, but
no,
it's rattling.
With the pins crashing, something.
Well, I said I'd give everybody a shout out. Let me run through some more real quick. Joe, Ashley, Allie, another Joe, Justin, Mark, Jarek, Justin, Karen, Kay Cooley, the Royal Youth League, Erica Schneider, Caitlin, Kyle, Arnold, Royal. Running out of breath here. Brian, Anthony, Benjamin, Jeff, Blair, Tyler, Jeremy, Hartwin, Tyler, Lena, and Brianna, all watching and tweeting. Thanks, everybody, for taking part in our Twitter conversation. Make sure you follow USBC on Twitter at USBC. You can also find me on Twitter at Lucas_Wiseman. Feel free to follow me as well. And that storm's still going pretty strong outside.
Well, if the Weather Channel site is up, I think it's I don't think it's a warning yet, Lucas. So hopefully it'll be okay.
Eric Pearson saying he's giving the weather report. He's saying it's nasty outside. Yeah, he's got his fingers crossed. He doesn't want there to be an outage either. we're wrapping up this game on the U20 side. 220 for Chris Vi. So a good start for him. He's got a lot of work to do on this squad to make it in to the top 16. He's in 50th place. Brianna Amden going to shoot 234 with the spare. Caitlin Simpson. She gets 2 on her final shot. That'll put her at 206. 216 for Graham Fa. But I can almost feel the electricity running through our equipment here, Jason. Hear a little crackling in the headset. Nice electrical storm outside. Jason was just saying, Eric, that it's great that we have things that are tied to electronics connected to our heads. We're the first ones to go if we get struck by lightning. Lots of tweets coming in. Jared, Justin, Lisa, Ron, Bryce, Justine, Rachel Giddings, of course. Joe and AJ all watching live streaming here on Bowl TV. 206 for Caitlin Simpson. Brittany Nato going to shoot, looks like 170 with a strike on the fill. Zach Rhodes, he will be at 180 with a strike on the fill as we're taking a look at the U15 girls. I don't know, those of you watching in the chat, if you can hear that thunder, let us know. I don't think you can, though. It's going to be hard for you to hear that over the crashing of the pins. But it's pretty loud. Jason, let's flip over to the U20 boys for a second. Steve Walton, his fill ball, shoots 175. Neil Cooley just got the first one in the 10th. He can strike out for 224. As we're wrapping things up here in the U20 division, 178 for Chelsea Schneider. Sam Cantrell up now, can max at 224. Gets the first one in the 10th. Boy, Twitter, Jason, is absolutely blowing up right now. There are so many people watching and tweeting. I love it.
Giselle Poss has put together a nice game here.
Yeah.
Doubles in the 10th. That's 4 in a row for her.
Shoot 217. Question, how do these bowlers move on to the next round? Let's see, so right now you've got 64 U20 boys, 64 U20 girls, and 24 in each of the U15 divisions, and simple, after the 25 game totals, the top 16 move on.
Justine Brookover with a double. Back to see Cooley wrap up with a 211.
Emily Lynn Huddleston, 164.
Haley Boyle crosses over, but a makeable spare. And Sam Cantrell wraps up with a 224. And that is the last of the U20 boys to finish up.
They're saying that they can hear some of the thunder. Well, they're looking at people are looking at the radar and saying it doesn't look too pretty. I can tell you, I'll give you an instant weather report. Yeah, it's not good.
I think it's a squall line. It'll just pass on over.
Should be over quick, but it's fun anyways.
According to my weather alert app, it's
Oh, that's right. You have that fancy weather alert.
just a watch and not a warning.
That's good. We need our Bowl.com meteorologist Danielle Dozier to check in and give us the weather report. I should text her and see what she's up to.
Probably asleep.
Yeah, she's off today. Well, we're going to have some new bowlers coming into the U20 featured pairs here in just a couple of moments. Take a look at Brandon Soto or Masto, I think. And Kenan McFalls over there, Lane Sant, Sean Wilcox all on that U15 boys pair.
All right, viewers, we're not moving our total very much. We've been hanging around the 600s. We got to at least push it on up to the 700s. So got to do some shares on Facebook.
Yeah, our Twitter people are doing a good job. We're getting the word out on Twitter for sure. We need to do a better job getting it out on Facebook.
Maybe tweet the link.
I'll tweet it again for everybody.
Put that perhaps in there, and folks can retweet that.
All right, let's see what we can do. I just tweeted it, so go find me on Twitter at Lucas_Wiseman and retweet what I just posted. And let's see what we can do as far as increasing our viewer numbers. Usually this works pretty well.
Our U20 boys and girls, new arrivals getting started. Jacob Kent, part of this group.
Wow, 9 people retweeted it that fast.
All right.
That's pretty good. So head over there, retweet my tweet. Let's spread the word. _Wiseman, where you can find it.
Thanks, everyone. Trying to get as much attention for this great event as we can and show these terrific bowlers.
Yeah, up to 14 retweets. Pretty good.
Here's a look at Corrine Lieber.
Yeah, she shot 300 earlier.
She was a star of the live streaming earlier.
And I also tweeted a video of her final shot of her 300 game.
Ooh.
It looked pretty much like that.
Yep. Yep. Seen that before. Emily Strombeck with a, not quite the carry. I thought she had the strike, but still one to run down. This is Grace Hall in the left lane.
Yeah, she's from Oklahoma City. She throws it good, too.
At this stage, there aren't too many left that don't throw it pretty well.
That's true.
This is the best of the best. They'll be taking home some nice scholarship money as a result, too. We touched upon it briefly, Lucas, but worth reiterating. $250,000 in scholarships will go to the bowlers here.
It's pretty awesome. That's a lot of money.
Thank you to North Point Insurance for a huge sponsor to help make some of that scholarship funds possible. Thank you to Brunswick, the presenting sponsor. Great things about bowling is these kids have a chance to earn scholarships, help pay for their education. All the money goes into the Smart Fund. Cameron Doyle.
We got Cameron on here. How about that? And Jacob Kent.
Yep.
They're wrapping up game 2 already in our U15 girls, so they may finish 2 games ahead of the U20s. The rate things are going.
Now, we also like to be able to bring in guests from time to time as well. Talk about different elements of the game. A special guest that's going to jump in with Lucas here in a moment is one of the world's foremost experts when it comes to lane conditions and lane patterns. Eric Pearson from USBC. He's put out all of the shots here this week at Junior Gold. He also is the man in charge of the USBC Women's Championships. Runs a lot of the events for USBC, so if you have any questions about lane conditions, you've got one of the best in the business here. He's going to be on with Lucas, coming right up. I'll step away.
Wow, that was some introduction there. Eric, put on the headset there, Eric. No, we don't need to hear from Jason anymore anyways. People want to hear from the expert on the lane conditions.
What was that all about?
That was he gave you the longest introduction in the history.
It was like a 5-minute lead-in, and then here I thought he was giving me my own set of headphones so we could all talk, and he's long gone.
Yeah, he's out. He's going to go on break, I think.
He is.
So Eric Pearson is our guest, and
hi, Lucas.
Hi, Eric. You're the man who pushes the buttons on the lane machine.
This week I was just a button pusher.
You're a button pusher.
That's all I was this week. Yeah, did it well. My right thumb is a little sore. 1 day to go.
I would guess that, I know you were only at Expo. You didn't get to get around and see a lot of bowling, but
I did not.
You probably looked at the scores a little bit and saw, that the short was really low scoring, and so I guess everything kind of as you would expect here this week from a lane play standpoint.
I think so. I didn't, like you got it right. I didn't get a chance to see any other houses a whole lot. My daughter was in the tournament. I did watch her throw a few games on this short pattern at Western. Looked very hard. Judging from scores, very hard. I was at Expo, which was the longer patterns, which I thought on paper would play a little bit easier, and I think we had some really good scores there.
Yep, had a few 300s over there.
Yeah, a couple, some honor scores. I never had a chance to get over to Woodland here for the mediums, but
it's about what you would expect.
On paper, I thought, I kind of figured they would play out the way they did. In years past, we've gone with the short pattern at Expo, and it played equally, maybe not equally difficult, but it just seems like I don't care what center you're at here in Indy, I just think you have the older original style Brunswick, Gen 1 pro lane where the outside of the lane is screwed down on the one board, and it just seems like the shorter patterns maybe don't play as forgiving as you might see in some other houses. And on top of that, it was Sydney for the older kids,
which
is
a hard one.
Fairly flat. The patterns have been altered a little bit in the last year. I know that the WTBA asked for some adjustments to them. It seemed like worldwide, 80% of the tournaments were only using 3 to 4 of the 12 patterns. So their committee tasked some of their technical people to vary the patterns a little bit, and I think it got handed over to the Kegel folks. And I know Gus Fulgen worked on the patterns. He actually called me about a couple of possible adjustments. We talked a couple things over, so I'm not sure who else he dealt with, but one of the issues he wanted to cover was, when you're going to do a tournament, you got to pick, one of 4 long patterns, and say you want to pick pattern C and it's just not quite what you want. What he tried to do is develop another pattern that wasn't far from it, so it would be an easy choice that one of those 2 would probably work and get what you're shooting for, and then the other 2 are completely different. So he made some adjustments to the patterns. Sydney was one of them. Put a little bit of shape in it, stacked up some oil on the 4th and 5th boards, but only being 33 feet, pretty challenging. And you would actually think they'd be fairly hittable, but for whatever reason, the outsides here just had a little bit of hang on them, and even when you went way to the right, you really never found a lot of friction where the ball bounced off the outside. So short pattern played pretty difficult here. I don't know how Los Angeles played for the younger kids.
Yeah,
but I would assume it was a little bit softer than Sydney. So the longer patterns over at Expo played how I would expect them to. London was used for the U15 kids, and it's in shape. It's very similar to what you're seeing tonight. Paris. It's just it's 44 feet, but most of the oil's in the middle, fairly stacked up, which for a long pattern it should be. A causes angles on the inside of the lane with break points to the left, closer to the head pin. And then the other pattern we used for the long was Mexico City, which was another one that I know they changed slightly. They used to have a little bit wider structure to it. It was almost a long pattern in length, but the structure of it was fairly wide, more like a medium pattern. And I think that's why it was so challenging. We've seen that pattern at team trials.
Yeah, it's always a hard one.
And it always seems like it was, Mexico City's really hard. Well, I have to believe, on a scale of 1 to 10, if it used to be a 5, now it's probably a 6 or 6.5. It's probably a little bit softer. And we saw some good scores over at Expo on that. And the mediums were Montreal for the younger kids, and I believe Athens for the U20s. So without really looking at scores, just kind of hearing the buzz, how the kids come into the bowling center every day and they talk about, wait till you get to whatever, or they know which patterns are going to be grind outs and which house is going to maybe be their opportunity to shoot some bigger scores. I didn't really hear a lot of, I can't wait to get to wherever so I can pick up a bunch of pins. I didn't hear that from anybody all week. So overall, probably all, pretty challenging for all three centers this year. I don't know who ultimately made the decisions for the patterns.
Yeah, I don't either.
We had a lane crew of 4 USBC folks come into town for this. Myself and Jeff Jensen came from the Open Championships in Baton Rouge. We took care of Expo because it's a split house.
Yep.
And then Woodland here, 80 lanes straight across, was Casey Larson, who comes off the lane crew at the Women's Championships in Reno. And over at Western Bowl was Craig Jensen, who's also the head lane man at the Open Championships that just finished up in Baton Rouge. And then, of course, we used the bowling center staff and here at the all the Royal Pin Centers, just wonderful mechanics. Came out, helped us oil lanes, gave us the opportunity to take tapes, check the lanes, keep an eye on things. So all in all, pretty smooth running on the lane conditioning this week. But Paris tonight, I guess they bowled on this this morning.
All day. You would know, you pushing the buttons.
I
would
did,
hope they're bowling on Paris.
I did push the buttons today.
If they're not bowling on Paris, you're in trouble.
It's Paris. 47 feet. And again, this is another pattern that was adjusted slightly. A little history of this pattern. A few years ago, when David Garber was in charge of the Team USA program and putting things together, such as the team trials and the junior gold, he asked me to help develop a pattern that would play really deep inside and just continue to break down and get deeper. And I think he was looking for that old-fashioned high roller kind of look where the bowlers had to go over the left-hand gutter at some point during the day. But I think what he was exactly looking for cannot be created these days anymore. With the bowling balls and the oils we have, that look that he was looking for just can't be created. But what we ended up with was a lot of oil in the middle where the players have to start left and just keep moving left. But the one problem with that is the pattern was very close to the 3-to-1 sport ratio. And depending on the wear and tear of a bowling center's buffer brush or their lane surface, I could see where certain bowling centers maybe put this pattern out and it doesn't come out 3-to-1. And very, very borderline. So one of the adjustments is we added a little oil a little farther down the lane to help us get the 22-foot tapes under that 3-to-1 ratio, and then beef up a little bit of the oil at the back end of the pattern so that there's definitely the hang on the outsides, or even when you get the ball a little bit to the right, which forces you to play on the inside and fairly keep the ball on a fairly straight line, at least on the fresh. So they made a couple adjustments to that pattern also to get what we have. It used to be really low volume, like 17 or 18 milliliters, and now I believe it's up in the 21, 22 range. So.
Eric Pearson is our guest as we watch I believe we're still in the second game here in the U20s and the third game in the U15s. And Eric, I heard a lot of people early this week complain, the lanes are too hard. Lanes are too hard. Today, oh, the lanes are too easy. The lanes are too easy. I mean, you can't win, can you?
They're always too something.
It's always people always complain about something.
They're
don't
too oily, too dry, too tight,
you can't please them.
too much hang. And
But in the end, I think that and I think you'll agree with this, the 4 patterns that have been used thus far are from one extreme to the other, in the middle, a wide variety, test the player's versatility, which is kind of what this is all about.
yeah, very much so. I think there's the possibility, I don't know who, like I said, I'm not sure exactly who decided the patterns in the end, but it almost seemed like if you could grind it out and get through the 3 rounds of qualifying, your reward is you do get to bowl on Paris for today.
Yeah.
And
a chance to make up some ground.
Chance to make up, exactly. And I think you'll also see, the better players in the field that maybe didn't bowl super great or maybe had a really bad block on one pattern or another. Now they also have a chance to come in here and maybe take advantage of a little bit softer condition and make up some ground before going in tomorrow, which with 38 feet should be, I think it's going to be pretty challenging. And it's match play tomorrow, and it's a different format this year. They don't just keep bowling head-to-head, round robin as in the past. It is double elimination bracket.
Yep.
And each match is a 2-game match, I believe. So we'll see tomorrow. I mean, they're going to start out on fresh, and I think they'll get fairly nice as they open up a little bit. Tomorrow's pattern is Atlanta. It's 38 feet, which is not always one of the nicest length patterns. Kind of challenging, especially for the guys in the past we've seen. So it could be interesting tomorrow, and I don't know if they really know what to expect as far as the outcome with the format change.
I'm not sure that the bowlers even know that what pattern they're bowling on tomorrow morning. Has that been announced yet?
Has it not?
I don't know. It has now.
It has now, yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're all bowling now. I don't think it would really impact anybody as far as tomorrow goes. But
yeah, and I believe you can correct me if you know I'm wrong. I think the top 2 qualifiers are automatically on the team.
Yes, that's correct.
And then the 2 that finish
in the
1-2.
U20s.
And then the 1-2 bracketed players are also on the team.
Yep, unless there's an overlap, and if there's an overlap, it goes to selection.
Goes back, exactly. Which
yeah,
I think with the way the rule is written, that's very good.
Well, it rewards the players who make it through qualifying at the top.
Correct.
And, going into a match play, double elimination match play format where all the pins get dropped, it still offers a reward to the players who bowl well in the 25 games.
Correct. And that's kind of like tomorrow's a sprint. So, like I know in the past, if you come back and you're in, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, your chance of creeping up into those top couple spots over the course of the match play was not always the easiest either.
You are watching our live coverage of the North Point Junior Gold Championships presented by Brunswick and the United States Bowling Congress. Lucas Wiseman, Eric Pearson here with you. I'm not sure when the scores are going to be updated on bowl.com, but hopefully soon. I just texted Steve Lawson to see if we could get him to give us an update on that. He is supposed to be updating them after each game, so hopefully soon.
Couple Robert Morris players over on 33 and 4. Dominic and Jacob.
That's the U15 boys pair over there. Got kind of an angled view. It's Zach Griffin. There's Christy Lopez, a Puerto Rican, with a strike. And Rajani Kaya up here. Well, in just a moment. Jason flipped it on me. Won't get to see her, I guess. Jason's doing too many things at once over there. Throwing him under the bus. Corinne Lieber one of our 300 shooters today there on the right lane. Gets 4 in a row. Taylor Bailey. It's kind of rapid fire competition here. We've got all 4 pairs going with the different divisions. Cameron Doyle, the youngster.
Ooh, ring 10.
Yeah, leaves the 10 pin on a double. Jason, can we go to 31 and 32 real quick? Grace Hall is up from Oklahoma City. Comes up light, leaves the 2 pin, but look at that. It goes down. See, I knew something special was going to happen. That's why I asked for that pair. Just had a feeling. And Emily Strombeck, the 7 pin. We got a lot of tweets coming in. People want to know how their favorite bowler is doing. Unfortunately, I can only see 1 pair from each division from where I'm sitting. So, and we've got 80 lanes in this place. Although we're not using all 80. I think we're using 70-some lanes, 60-some lanes tonight. So
you need a sideline reporter walking up and down the lanes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't even know that our wireless microphone would make it all the way to the high end here and still work so far. It's a really large bowling center. Certainly not the largest that I've been in, but there aren't many in the country that are more than 80
It's right
lanes.
up there. Yeah, exactly.
And it just happens to be 3 of them here in Indy, which makes it a perfect place to hold a tournament like this.
It's awesome. They're all right off the freeway.
Yeah, they're easy to get to.
Easy to get to. Lots of hotels and very nice venues. Obviously doing the lanes, working and being in the back a lot. The mechanics areas are spotless and organized, and just all 3 of the places. You go in the back, they really got their act together, and things run very well. So 3 really good centers to host an event of this magnitude. Yeah, there's a lot going on. All the different age groups, every other pair kind of staggered across the bowling center.
We're still kind of waiting for an update on the scores to come in. So as soon as we get something, we'll let you know. I'm sure Steve Lawson is working on it best he can back there. Those will be on bowl.com/juniorgold when they do become available, and we'll give you a heads up and let you know when there's an update. Oh, wow. What an 8-pin there by Corrine Lieber. That was on a string of strikes, too. It's a tough way to end a string with an 8-pin. When that happens, blame the lane guy.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
You get blamed for everything.
Go ahead.
You get beat up. You get beat up more than we do in the PR department sometimes. Cameron Doyle shooting a 10-pin, second consecutive frame. Covers it up. Cameron is Junior Team USA member. He's only a youngster. He's opted up to bowl in the under-20 instead of bowling in the U14.
Yeah, he's already on the team, isn't he?
Yep, well, for this year. He's trying to make it for next year.
I'm sorry.
Grace,
I'm thinking back to
Grace Hall up on 31.
Team trials. The team trials for this summer.
Yes.
So I'm only a half a year behind. That's okay.
Nice shot there by Grace. She puts double on the board. Dominic Bartopilo with a strike in the 7th.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They have the posters with all of the past team members over the years that hang in all the bowling centers. And
yeah,
I look back to that first one, the 1999 team, we hosted that event after the ABC Championships in the bowling stadium in Reno. So the 1998 tournament ended, and then we had the junior gold tournament there where we actually weighed all the bowling balls, and I got to help out on the lane maintenance crew that year. And it's funny to look up and see a name like Derek Oath on there as a as a youth bowler. But even that year, I was amazed at the talent that was on the lanes and the team members that made the team. Just incredible. And to think how many years ago that is already, and this is just done nothing but grow and get bigger. I like the idea of the other age group bowling. Giving them an opportunity at scholarship money where they're not butting heads with some of the older kids. It also gives them the experience, so they'll just be that much better when they finally do get a couple years older and take their chances at making the U20 team.
U15 girls, they are in the 8th frame now of game number 3, I think, is where we're at. They start to get out of sync, and I start to get out of sync, but I think the U15s are in game 3, the U20s are in game 2. They're finishing up game 2. Corrine Lieber, 227, as our U20 girls pair will finish this game first.
Yeah, you have all 4s on the U15 kids, and you have all 5s following.
5s and 6s.
5s and 6s following each other for the U20.
So it's probably going to be that the U15s finish 2 games, almost 2 games
game
ahead.
And a half,
yeah, game and a half or so ahead.
Well, that's good, though. They can run those scores and get those results out. Yep. It's nice kind of when you have a staggered finish that way.
Nice shot by Grace. 3 in a row for her. 200 for Rajani Kaya. Up to 677 viewers, so that's good. We've picked up a few since a little bit earlier. Thanks to everybody who's spread the word on Twitter and Facebook. Make sure you follow USBC on Facebook on Twitter at USBC. Also on Facebook, facebook.com/USBC1. My words are all starting to get jumbled together because I've been here too long today. And you can find the links to our social networking sites on the top of this live stream page. Dominic looking for a double 8th frame. Pretty good right there. All 10 back.
Dominic was off to a banner year this year when the school year started, and then he had an injury that really shut him down. I guess he's only been throwing 15-pound ball here for about the last 10 days to get ready for this.
It's working out well for him.
But he took off a good 6 months.
Yeah.
He started out the year with Robert Morris on fire. He was their go-to guy, and then had the injury, and definitely set him back.
Disappointing, I'm sure.
He was bowling just phenomenal.
158 for Emily Strombeck, 212 for Grace Hall. Christy Lopez can strike out for 206. So the U20 girls finishing up game number 2. So take a look at Christy Lopez, her second shot in the 10th. Puerto Rican pulls that one through the face.
Yeah, a little help.
You see some Puerto Ricans and some Canadians bowling in this tournament, but don't believe they're eligible for Junior Team USA. At least the Canadians for sure. Some of the Puerto Ricans maybe. I don't think Christy is, because Puerto Rican citizens are also U.S. citizens, so there's a little bit of fuzzy area, but you can't be on 2 national teams at the same time, and you can't be on one within a certain amount of years of the other, so it's very convoluted.
That's confusing. I mean,
but most of them bowl because for the scholarship money and to compete in the competition.
You want me to keep track of 8 lane patterns and then all that too?
Yeah, I know, right? It's a lot to keep up with. 196 for Christy Lopez was her final. And we're in the 10th frame on the U15 girls. And also in the U15 boys. They're wrapping up game number 3, so they only have 2 to go after this one. They're going to be able to get out of here
it's
a little bit early.
Blistering pace.
They're bowling really fast, aren't they?
They are.
I mean, it's been an hour. It started basically an hour ago for score, and they bowled 3 games in an hour. I think we probably have, I would guess, at least 2 more hours of bowling on the U20 side, because they still have 3 games to go. 3 games and some change. 173 for Taylor Russell. Amanda Garavay with a double in the 10th there can get to 219. There's Tanner Spacey. He's got one of our 300s here this week. Strikes first shot in the 10th. So where do you head after this, Eric? Anything exciting? Getting some time off? You just got done with the women's championships out in Reno.
No, we're still in the process of wrapping things up there. The staff is all gone and moved out, but I'll be flying back to Reno on Saturday evening, and we still have the registration area is still built and all the offices are still in place. And then so we'll go back to Reno and tear all that out, pack everything up in our crates for storage.
So still some work to do out in Reno.
Still some work, yep. And then in the meantime, operationally, we're still verifying averages, working on the prize fund. We put out an estimated prize fund early in the tournament. And then we have to wait till the tournament's finished and see all the actual entries and the counts, because not all teams come with their lineups in and their averages. So we might estimate X amount of teams and say the team event or doubles or whatever. But by the end of the tournament, we actually have to have that count accurate so that we can pay out the right ratios and the right amount of prize money. So we're finalizing that and generating our what we would call our first version of an unofficial prize fund that we are actually hoping to get posted here in the next couple days.
There you go. So if any of you competed in the women's championships, that's where you can be looking in the next few days for that. Got an update on the standings just coming in after the first game this evening in the under 20 boys. Michael Coffey still in the lead at plus 410, but only shoots 198 the first game. Matt Farber only 210 the first game. He's in second at plus 362, and nipping at his heels, Kyle Sherman, after shooting 256, sits at plus 348, just 14 pins back. A.J. Johnson, fourth at plus 315, and Greg Young in fifth, plus 286. 16th place sits at plus 185. That's Jeff McCann. That's the update from the U20 boys. Let's see if we get an update on the U20 girls. And we do have it. It is Holly Harris in first place, plus 150 after one game tonight. Natalie Goodman in second at plus 137. Danielle McHugh in third, plus 65. And Megan Buja, plus 51. Only 4 girls plus for the tournament so far after 21 games. That's not very many. Yeah,
it was really easy to give away. I mean, normally you're not going to see a real high scoring pace out of the girls on the longer patterns. And then they usually make it up. A lot of them make that up on the shorter patterns. Well, in this case, you didn't make anything up on the shorter patterns. You probably gave away just as much, if not more. So now you're left with the medium pattern, and that's usually one of the harder patterns because it's medium and people play all over the place, and not usually one of the higher scoring paces. So,
in 16th place in the U20 girls after one game tonight, Brianna Amadon at minus 74. See Tyler Bowe there, the U15 boys got some new ones in over there. Tyler James, Jack Cook, Tyler Bowe, and Cortez Schenk. And they're wrapping up the 10th frame on our U20 boys pair. 195 for Jacob Kent, 235 for Tanner Spacey, Looks like Thomas Newt will shoot 191 with a strike on the fill, and Dominic Bartopilo can strike out for 228. Again, they are finishing up game 2 in that division. And
now, are they coming to this next pair? Or are they skipping more than that and going to the other?
They're skipping a bunch.
Okay.
You can also find the update on the U15 standings on Bull.com. They're updated after just one game. And tonight, Miko Walker leading at plus 265. Bradley Krause in second at plus 119. Wesley Lowe third, plus 118. And in the U15 girls, let's see if we can take a look at them. There's actually 2 games posted in that one. And our 300 shooter today, Hannah Munson, has taken the lead. Although I'm not quite sure. I think there's a problem here because it shows Ashley Dunn as being at plus 2871.
So she's having a career
she's averaging 610. We'll have to get that fixed. But it certainly looks like the grand total is correct. It's just that one column is jacked up a little bit. So, but it looks like Hannah Munson has taken the lead.
You and I know how easy it is to get information wrong on a sheet, don't we?
Yeah, sometimes it's easy to get things messed up, especially when you're dealing with 4 different divisions and scores.
You're always good at catching it, though. You usually catch my mistakes before you send them out.
I try to. It's part of being a PR guy. I'm good at proofing stuff.
Yeah, proofreading stuff, yes, exactly.
That's what we do in our department. Keep an eye on things. So there's the update that we have in at this point, and that's on bowl.com/juniorgold is where you can find those standings. And it's going to be hard for me to keep track of where we're at because the U15 boys are now in the 3rd frame of game 4. And
are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure. And nobody else has started their next game here. So the U15 girls are getting ready to start game 4.
Yeah.
The U15 boys are still finishing. U20 boys are still finishing game 2. They just finished 228 for Dominic. It gets hard when you got 4 different divisions. They're kind of going at different paces to keep up with what they're doing out there.
Yeah, kind of like the way they did it, though. Like the U15 boys are every other pair. So as they move to the right, I believe the whole pair is moving to the right.
I believe. I'm not sure if they.
It's not the left, right like it was
I don't
qualifying.
Know. I'm not sure.
It could be.
I haven't paid attention close enough. I do know that the way that it's set up, it's so that supposedly, we'll see how it works, the top players in the standings coming into this round will end up in front of us for the last game. That's the hope.
Well, yeah.
And then we can kind of see the race for the...
that's the intent if they all hold their positions through the first few games, yeah.
And that way we can hopefully have a look at the folks on the U20 side that are battling for those 2 automatic spots on each side.
Gotcha, yes.
That's the plan, at least. Well, we're kind of in a lull on most of our pairs. We will take a quick break. We need to thank our friends at the Yes Fund for sitting in and offering us some money to help us pay for some of these great programs for the youth bowlers. So thank you very much to the partners in the Yes Fund. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes here on Bowl TV.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: North Pointe, Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, go to bowl.com www.ccpg.org/yesfund.
Welcome back live to Indianapolis. As we've got some action going, and I forgot to take out the hat transition, but we'll take a look at who has moved on back into our pair over on the U20s. Starting up on the boys' side. Ryan Zager throwing a strike, just missed Jake Rollins throw one. Joey Capera on there. Bobby Phillips and Chad Mee. Once again, this live coverage on Bowl TV is made possible in part by our partners at the Yes Fund. Just saw them all listed. We appreciate all of the brands that sponsor the Yes Fund. Encourage everyone to please give those Yes Fund brands their business when it comes time to go buy a ball here to start the new season. Also want to thank our USBC members, because this presentation on Bowl TV is made possible by all of the USBC membership. And ensure if you're bowling in a league that it is a USBC certified league. Caitlin Murphy up on the U15 girls pair. Throws a nice shot. Check in and see Chad Mee. Strike. Justin Zwatska. Kayla Crawford, along with Janine Turpin, and Kelly Jo Huddleston round out our players here on the U15 girls. Still waiting on the U20 girls to come back in. While Lucas steps out for a break, Eric and I will take you through some of the happenings here as we are in the last of the qualifying rounds here at the North Point Junior Gold Championships. Just to recount the format for those that might be tuning in recently or unfamiliar with the changes, what we've got is a final qualifying round that you're watching this evening. All four divisions going, the U20 boys and girls as well as the U15 boys and girls, all bowling at the same time. And the top 16 on each side will advance to match play bracket style tomorrow. It's different from what it's been in years past. It used to be round robin, but it's going to be elimination style match play. So it's going to make things much more dramatic potentially. Some years we've seen kids get a big lead and kind of run away with this tournament, but that's not going to be possible. So in a way, it's a reset. Once this qualifying is done, everyone with a clean slate heading into tomorrow, but there is still matters of substance on the line as the top players in the U20 will earn automatic spots on Junior Team USA here tonight, and the top players on the U15 side are going to receive invitations to bowl in the Tournament of the Americas. So expect there to be some tension in the air, I would guess, as it comes down to the conclusion. And Eric, you've been around this.
It's already starting to get a little loud in here.
You've been around this for a while, and certainly I know with kids yourself that have come up and been a part of this tournament. What does it mean, do you think, to have that Junior Team USA spot on the line for these kids? Is that almost in their minds, you think, as much as any scholarship money they might earn?
Yeah, I think most of the kids they're kind of here hopefully for their own reasons. When you bring this many kids to town, this big of an event, obviously you have your top runner, forefront type people that have a chance that kind of look at they're here to win a spot on the team. Other kids here, they're here to make the cut and then kind of make their place and see where they stand against those players. Others just here to gain the experience. I think everybody, all in all, that's what makes this such a great event. It's every kid's here for their own reason. Obviously, not every player's going to walk in and make the team and maybe even have a chance at making the team. There's thousands some kids here, 1,500 kids total, and only a handful of spots.
It's quite an honor with this being just the largest field that we've ever had here at the Junior Gold Championships to make it even just to this point.
Exactly.
It's such a tremendous accomplishment. You are seeing the best of the best right now on the cameras in front of us to have been here, and there are a lot of fantastic players that might not have had their A game for whatever reason that didn't make it to this stage. So for all those who are watching, if you're a youth bowler with any eligibility left to be able to compete in this, we would love to see you out here. Love to see you at the Youth Open Championships as well. Next year, this tournament travels to the Detroit metro area, so hopefully that'll be within distance. It's a reasonable drive for a lot of families, and we're very excited about the addition of the U15 component. And Eric, I heard you.
Yeah, I think it's gone over very well. The whole concept of it and give these kids a chance to come and compete for something rather than just kind of come and I don't want to say donate, but I know when my son started out, coming in as a younger kid, he really didn't have any chance to compete against some of those older kids that were 19, 20. Actually, his first year, the kids could still bowl till they were 21, 22.
Well, that's been a change that I think has been for the better. And I mean, it was, of course, controversial at the time, changing the age from
I agree.
What was the youth age. So sometimes you'd have 22, 20. I think 22 is probably the oldest you'd have.
It was, I believe it was.
But it just as my mind to what I told people that were upset about it. I said it just shouldn't be that you could come back after serving overseas, have a drink at the bar, and bowl in a junior tournament.
Sure.
That's just not the way that youth athletics should be. And so this current age requirement, I think, is a lot more reasonable. And adding the U15 I think it makes it that much more interesting to that wider of a group. Because as you said, even if you're an outstanding 13 or 14-year-old, is it really fair to expect to come in here and go up against Marshall Kent, Jacob Kent, Chris By, players that have been in college for multiple years and bowled internationally? It's just, it really, why you'd have to be a certain, a really dedicated kid to want to take on that challenge. Whereas, going up against the best kids your age, that's what youth sports is supposed to be about.
Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction. My son went through that, kind of got beat up on for a couple of years, and as he improved, ended up doing well and making the finals one year and made the team a couple years from the team trials. But I just kind of think that's the way the sport's going in general. That your competition has to be against your own peers. I see with some of our other USBC events on the other end of it. Some of our senior events or. Maybe some of the bracket products that we run or the special prize funds we might run at, say, the Open Championships. We have an extra added division at the Senior Masters for the 60 and above super seniors, we call them. So I think it's just it's a good idea, it's a good concept, and should do nothing but help grow things, because now you can have other levels of competition. I thought we don't have the numbers. But I was curious as to how many of these U15 kids actually earn their spot by only competing against U15 bowlers. Are there going to be tournaments now that start up around the country, that maybe there is an age requirement?
Well, one of the things that is really a focus for the new youth development team is to kind of start moving away, in all honesty, from the handicap as the way of running youth competition and instead to age-based competition. Just those of you that are familiar with the Pepsi Championships, just recently announced a change there that next year the Pepsi Championships, rather than being handicapped, will be broken up into several different age divisions, more than just the two that you see here, and it will be scratch. So you will have kids that will be bowling against each other that are the same age, and there will be no handicap involved. And that's certainly controversial. There are some folks that are very strong opinion that it's not a good change. There are some folks that feel like it is a good change, but I think that what the leadership of the youth development relates as an analogy is when kids play other youth sports, whether it be football, soccer, baseball, you don't have a bunch of 12-year-olds playing, but one 12-year-old whose team may not be as good and start with 6 runs on the board.
Right.
That's just not how it is. It's just it's an equal playing field with kids of the same age, and kids enjoy the challenge of striving to get better, and also recognize that sometimes somebody might be better than me, and that doesn't mean that my score should be adjusted to make it so that I can still win half of the time.
Right, and there still will be that type of bowling out there. I mean, there'll still be handicap competitions, but to try to improve the higher level events, I agree with you. Other sports are the same way. You occasionally see a kid maybe play baseball. He might play a year up or two. Might go to a tournament and play on a team where the kids are maybe a little bit older, but no, I think that's a pretty good comparison.
It's not going to work for everybody, and that's changing things is challenging. But what we've seen, I think, in the sport of bowling is where has been the most growth and success at the youth level, and it's been high school and collegiate. We have seen that great growth in high school programs and collegiate programs, and the common denominator is you've got age-based competition, scratch competition, team competition with highly involved coaches. And so we're really looking as part of the USA Bowling program to get more coaches involved. Folks, if you're watching and you're a coach, you might not be aware that we're running a series of clinics around the country, free clinics, looking to teach adult volunteers how to coach the basics in youth bowling leagues around the country. You can find more information about that by going to bowl.com. On the youth drop-down tab, there is a link to USA Bowling Coaching. It gives more information about that program as well as lists of locations around the country. And getting parents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles that are motivated to go in there and coach makes a big difference. I mean, these kids that are here right now, I'll guarantee you there's not a single one of them that's here that didn't have someone take an interest in trying to teach them about the game. You don't get to be this good, this dedicated without a lot of support. And that's one of the things we're looking to do at USBC and the IBC Youth Development Team is try and build a network of folks out there that can help bring along the next generation, because kids that everybody loves bowling. I mean, how many kids do you have that go out to birthday parties? They love it. But if you don't have somebody that can teach you how to do more than just kind of mess around while you're having pizza and cake and ice cream, then you're not going to develop into the kind of player you see here.
Yeah, also, I'm 47 now, and I started coaching youth bowlers back when I was 18, 19. Came out of junior leagues and bowled adult stuff. It was very common to get into adult leagues when you were younger back then or just graduated from high school. But even back then, we had huge junior programs in our area, lots of coaches. And I can say over the last 20, 30 years, that's kind of died off a little bit. If that's a correlation with membership dropping, or you always hear the reasonings of other sports, too many other things to do. But I think right now, it's swinging the other way. A lot of high school bowling, like you're saying. College programs continue to get better. Just independent coaches out there. I see people here walking around the bowling centers, and they say, "Yeah, I got 6 kids here this week." Whether it's 6 kids right from their general area of where they came from, or kids that specifically pay for lessons, or or maybe they're from a particular junior program, or maybe even a tournament group. But you see just a lot more coaching going on here, and it just shows in the talent level of all the kids. Over the last few years, this has really grown, and especially looking over here at some of the U15 players, just incredible the way some of these the bowler styles are so developed. They get to the line very well. Just a very, very good high-level competition here.
Well, we touched upon high school and collegiate bowling, and there may be some folks out there that are watching that have bowlers in their family that are of that age and don't have a program in their area. It's also worth noting that one of the things that we do at the International Bowling Campus is facilitate grant programs to get programs started. High school bowling has been growing. It's a terrific thing. I know a lot of these kids out here are a part of high school programs. If you'd like to start a high school program in your area and perhaps don't have one, check out what we've got at the International Bowling Campus Youth Development Team. There's a Yes Fund grants to help get high school programs off the ground. You can find out more information on bowl.com. Click on the youth tab or contact the IBC Youth Department. Maybe it's at the college level that your child is into bowling, is a good bowler, and they don't have a program there. Well, get one started. And we heard Chris Vi was on talking with us not long ago. He attends the College of Notre Dame, and they've only had that program there for 3 years and have already, in the short period of time, become a national contender, made it to the ITCs this year. So it doesn't necessarily take long, and we've got the resources at the International Bowling Campus to help make it happen. So please out there, anyone that's got interest at whatever level at being able to build youth bowling, we encourage you to contact us. Go to bowl.com, click on the youth tab, and that's what United States Bowling Congress, BPAA, and the IBC Youth Development Team is here for. Catching up with where we are on some of the play here. We've had the U15 boys have wrapped up their games. We're going to be having new players come in, including Miko Walker, who is the leader on that side. So we're going to be excited to watch him when he moves in to the featured pair on the far left. The U15 girls right now. There's Jane Turpey, who is rolling in a 9th frame. Kelly Jo Huddleston on the left side of your screen, looking for 3 in a row, which she delivers, and that is her first. That is her shot in the 9th. Moving over to the U20 girls, they were the last ones onto the featured pair here for this cycle. They are only in the 4th frame. Sierra Kanemoto.
A lot of clean frames, couple doubles up there. They're bowling well.
Caitlin Quinn spent time on Junior Team USA.
And she's probably kind of caught up there with the ball's got a lot of surface on it. And I can see where trying to maybe go to something that maybe stores a little more energy or gets down the lane. The fear is it's going to be too far down the lane, so they tend to stay with maybe too much surface. But that hit worked out for okay. It stayed fairly light in the pocket, and something rolled into the 7-pin. Not the greatest ball motion, but I can also see where the fear of making too big of a change is out there.
Well, that's the thing. It's starting getting later on, the idea of doing something too drastic, but she's got a lot of experience, so I'm sure that she wouldn't hesitate to make whatever adjustments are.
She's got an early double, so yeah, make it work.
That's one of the things that these tournaments are so great for, and even perhaps more so on the U15 than anything else is have the opportunity to put in this many games on a sport compliant pattern and these international type patterns, so you learn the adjustments and just can really make a difference.
Let's do part I don't know about what's going on out there around the country. Do they get a chance to bowl on the WTBA patterns? How well can the bowling centers duplicate or put out the different patterns? Obviously we have the latest and greatest technology here for our major events. But I think, any opportunity for the bowlers to go out and see something different than their normal house shot or whatever the center puts down is a positive.
I think it's pretty unusual in a lot of areas, because the reality is that while these bowlers are looking for the top challenge, a lot of bowlers are just looking to throw strikes.
Sure.
And so it's hard to be able to get in an environment where you have access to a center to be able to put down these kind of sport shots that really get you prepped for tournaments, and it's hard. And even if you do, can you get enough people bowling on it to be able to replicate what it's like in this setting with a bunch of games where you might be able to get the Paris pattern put out, but can you try what the Paris pattern feels like in game 4 after 5 people have been bowling on a pair?
Yeah, that's where a lot of support has to come from the adults, whether it's parents or scratch bowlers. I would think there's enough areas where there's enough of a calling, to go to the bowling center and say this is what we'd like to do, to at least have them invest something into it. And I'm not saying they need to go out and buy a $30,000 lane machine, but
that's another reason we feel like that USA bowling model is so important, is to be able to have somebody who's an adult leader that's a coach, be able to organize putting some kids together, whatever age level it is, and practice together as a team. And that's really how you learn.
Exactly.
It's just so hard, no matter how dedicated parent and child are, to do all by yourself. Once again, if you're just joining us, you are watching live coverage of the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships. We are live in Indianapolis. I'm Jason Overstreet, joined by Eric Pearson. Eric is responsible for putting down the lane patterns today. He is also highly involved in lane pattern development at major USBC championships, including the Masters Queens,
my job's championships, and we keep doing the predetermined patterns.
Yeah,
it's getting easier. All I have to do is put numbers in and push buttons. But yeah, no, it's fun to go out and develop something different or unique for those events. Whether it's the Masters, Senior Masters went fairly well this year.
We'll run down some of these scores just before they go away on the U15s that just wrapped up on the girls' side. Kelly Jo Huddleston a 215. Caitlin Murphy shoots 199. Kayla Crawford 212. And Janie Turpey a 162. Want to give a special thanks to our sponsors. Our title sponsor, North Pointe Insurance. Our presenting sponsor, Brunswick. You see Sean Rash's picture on the masking units off there. Sean had a great year. He's a member of Team USA himself. Certainly, everybody, please check out the latest products from Brunswick, as well as all of our Yes Fund partner brands. Hope that folks in town have had a chance to also be a part of the Youth Open Championships. Talked about team bowling. That's a great way for younger bowlers to learn about team bowling. The Youth Open Championships is something that travels to the same city as North Pointe Junior Gold, so chance to bring a group from back home, friends or family, older or younger siblings, and experience what this is all about. This not just this finals excitement that you see here on Bowl TV. There's a lot more that's a part of this week. There are clinics that go on, chance to be able to talk with some of the top industry leaders. Also frequently have professionals and Team USA members to be able to visit with these young bowlers. So this is really a festival of youth bowling, and something that is great to be exposed to. And again, going back to the benefits of the U15 division, love to have kids be able to see this, earlier in their career and not wait till it's, too far along. It's really a lot you can get out of it.
It's a great week. We hit the registration area earlier in the week and checked that out and saw some of the booths getting set up. Just a lot of energy as everybody starts getting into town. Looking forward to it. The first 2 days of the practice sessions. It's just a lot of energy, and then you get into the competition. 3 long days of grueling, good, tough competition on challenging lanes. Everybody fighting to make that cut spot.
As we have, if my math is correct, and Lucas is paying closer attention than me, I believe this is the final game on the U15s that are rotating in. So our leaders, that's Hannah Munson that you just saw up there, who we had with a 300 game live on Bowl TV earlier today. Ashley Dunn, who's been at the top of the standings for much of the day. Nicole McCallion.
Like watching Wesley over here too.
That's on the boys' side. We'll get a look
Don't know
at
what
some
spot
of
he's in, but
Bradley Krause there is on the far left side of your lane, who's up now. Bradley shot 300. So these U15 bowlers are really quite good. Wesley Lowe is the two-hander who plays on the left side of the lane.
Awesome. Throws the ball incredible.
And he didn't need the U15 division to be competitive. He was competitive with the big boys last year, making it to the last cut at Junior Gold. We'll take a look at what Wesley has to offer here. He's in the fourth frame, looking to double. And delivers.
Talked to him a little earlier. Said he's bowling pretty good. He was plus 30, plus 40 on 2 patterns, and then was just minus a handful on, I believe he said, the medium. So overall, he said he was pretty happy with his bowling this week. Not sure where he stands right now.
So taking a look also, there's Miko Walker. And Miko strikes. Miko loves the camera. Whenever the camera is on him, he strikes. I think he shot 268 on the featured pair. Earlier squad. He has been bowling extremely well this tournament. Ryan Zager.
I think he should have switched balls about 6 frames ago.
He strikes in the 10.
Did catch a double there. Still shoot 2-teen.
Caitlin Quinn a bit high. And here's a look at Hannah Munson. We'll see if Lucas comes on back. He may have an update on where the standings are and have a better perspective on where things stand here in the U15s as they wrap up, because I know folks are curious to know how.
Yeah, he disappeared.
Usually when he pops away for a minute, he comes back with some scoring information.
Okay.
So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that that's what he's doing.
He was here for a while working on something else too, just for a few minutes, and then he popped back out of here again.
There's another look at Miko Walker, far left part of your screen. And that one went a little bit further left than he would have liked. Andrea Tuber, right side of your lane. Taylor Bullthus, I believe is how you say her name, although it's somewhat of a guess on the left lane. Pronunciations of folks I haven't had a chance to talk to and find out how to say their name is somewhat of a challenge. If I get it wrong, I apologize. But if you know them, then you're interested in seeing them, not listening to me say their name. Appreciate everybody being with us. There are over 700 viewers this evening as we wind down towards this day of coverage here in Indianapolis. And certainly invite everybody to be back with us again for the start of match play tomorrow. We'll begin at 8 a.m. Eastern time or so. And that will be great coverage as well. Tell everybody else to check us out. Share the link to our Bowl TV YouTube channel on Facebook or Twitter. Also invite you to subscribe to us. See that button at the top of your screen on the YouTube player. Subscribing to Bowl TV on YouTube will get you an email if you like one whenever we have something new updated in terms of highlights. Also tell you when a live streaming event has concluded and is available on demand. So it's kind of convenient. More than 6,000 people have done it so far, so can't be all that bad. Also can find us on Facebook. Just search for USBC and join the more than 100,000 people that get updates from USBC on Facebook. Miko Walker trips the fall. 4. Here, I hear some yelling down somewhere, but I can't quite pick out A, where it's coming from, or B, what it's for. So I guess if it's important enough, hopefully someone will let us know.
That's a couple of flat 10s.
Chad Mee with a nice shot there. He was pretty deep in the lane. Some of those scores there as we're in the 10th frame winding things up here for the U20 boys. Jake Rollins shoots 180. Joey Capera shoots 257, a nice game for him. Ryan Zogger 201. Justin Zwijcik 245. And we'll see how Bobby Phillips and Chad Mee round things out.
Bobby's got room for 185 with a strike, and Chad Mee still has room for 230s if he gets this one, and he did.
Nice looking shot.
Looks like some of the girls here on our feature pair are to a part of the lane now where they're having trouble getting the ball around the corner and getting the corners out. Maybe time for a ball change, something slightly weaker. This is the kind of pattern that if you're not stringing strikes, something's wrong. You're either in the wrong spot, you got the wrong ball in your hand. Fairly high scoring pace. You should be able to throw doubles and turkeys at a minimum on this.
Yeah, as we've discussed, this, while sport compliant, is a higher scoring pattern relative to most of the WTBA patterns. Hannah Munson, nice shot there.
I'd say Hannah must be fairly accurate because for the way she rolls the ball, not a lot of rotation. For her to play the middle part of the lane like that and shoot 300 is that's saying something. She must have threw the ball really, really well.
I didn't have an angle to see where she was playing, if she was in that same part of the lane when she shot 300, but I would say so. And while higher scoring, shooting 300 on any sport compliant pattern requires a heck of a lot of talent, and not to mention doing it under pressure in this situation. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe when you're in the 15 and under, or U15, you're not old enough to know how much pressure there is, but it's a national championship tournament.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
Absolutely. You still got to, the ball still has to see the lane right. You don't strike. I just watched a couple people shoot 2 O's over there, and ball change might get them 230, 240. They still have to throw it well. They still have to be in the right spot. I just think sometimes what happens is if you only shoot 2-0, you feel like you gave pins away to the field because you feel like the other guys, other people are lined up, shooting 220s, 230s, 240s on this. So you get that pressure too when you feel like you're not keeping up or you're losing ground to the field, even though you feel like you're bowling fairly well.
Andrea Tuber.
And right now there's
the
there's
corner pin out on that one.
Handful of people fighting because right now is your biggest cut. It goes down to 16. So
right.
There's how many in the U20 boys right now? 64. So. Yeah, I think Caitlin here kind of got fooled. She threw an early couple strikes and thought that's a pretty good look here, but things have kind of fell off a little bit. She's helped a couple go through the nose, and the ball she gets over her target leaves a 10-pin. But it's really hard to change in midstream. Can still put up a solid game though. Spares this up. Almost jinxed her. Still strike out for 2-0.
All right, Eric, I don't know if you could hand your headset over to Lucas. I think he's arrived with some score information. So we'll hear what Lucas has in mind. So, Lucas, I said when you disappeared that you probably ended up having some information on scores to help give us some perspective on where things sit right now.
I think the U15 boys are going to be the first ones to finish, it looks like, and they're still working on those results after game 4. But after 3 games, it's Nico Walker at plus 262, Alex Martin plus 185, Wesley Lowe plus 134, and Tyler Bowe plus 126. So that's what the top 4 look like on the under 15 boys.
I want to thank Eric Pearson for having sat in too, giving us some perspective as somebody that's seen an awful lot of tournaments in different conditions over time. But I know that everybody's anxious too, Lucas, to see what happens as we wind this down towards the end of this all-important day of qualifying.
In the U15 girls, Hannah Munson minus 103, Ashley Dunn minus 111, Kelly Skalaki at minus 131. They're the top 3, and they're also on our featured pair for this last game. And we don't have the update after 4 games yet, but that should be coming soon. And really, across the house, they're all kind of out of whack a little bit. They're out of sync. You know, some pairs in the 3rd frame, some are in the 8th, some are done with the game. It's just, you know, it's going to be hard for us to ever get caught back up before the end of the squad. But after 2 games on the U20 boys side, Michael Coffey in the lead at plus 424, Matt Farber in 2nd at plus 408, Kyle Sherman 3rd plus 381, Charles Easton 4th place plus 361, and Greg Young in 5th at plus 309. The cut, 16th place, currently plus 212, and that's Neil Cooley. Taylor Green, first one out at plus 187 currently.
Now, I don't want to misspeak because I know you've been able to keep track of it a little bit better than I have as I've been switching cameras while talking too. On the U15s, is this the final game that we're having to rotate?
Yeah. This is it.
That's what I thought.
They're in the last frames, actually, on the boys pair.
But coming in on the U20s,
they are. I think this pair is finishing game number 3, the girls pair, and the boys are starting game number 4.
So we still have a couple more to go on the U20s.
Yeah, I'd say we probably at least have an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half left, I would guess. Because they still have 2 more games to bowl. On the U20 girls, after 2 games on this squad, Natalie Goodman in the lead at plus 184. Holly Harris 2nd at plus 151. Danielle McEwen is 3rd at plus 90. Megan Buja is 4th plus 43. Robin Renslow in 5th place at plus 11. Keep an eye on bowl.com/juniorgold for the updates on the standings. They are updated as often as possible.
So our leader group over on the U15 boys are finishing up. Miko Walker shot 189. Kyle Young 226. Wesley Lowe, first ball in the 10th there, does not strike, so his max score is 224. Bradley Krause
go ahead.
Can go with a fill strike of a 244.
And they just updated the standings after 4 games for the U15 boys. Miko Walker still in the lead, plus 255. Alex Martin 2nd, plus 163. Wesley Lowe and Tyler Bowe tied at plus 140 for 3rd place. Brandon Biondo at plus 133. The top 5 really have established themselves, and it looks as though Miko Walker will be the top seed going into the bracket tomorrow.
And he's really been whacking them all day today, so no surprise.
U15 girls are now updated after 4 games today, and Hannah Munson still in the lead, minus 102. Ashley Dunn 2nd, minus 124. And then Kelly Skalaki at minus 136 in 3rd place. 4th place, Brianna Clemmer. She's at minus 261. The cut currently in the U15 girls, 16th place is minus 453, and that is Haley Boyle. And the cut number currently in the U15 boys, 16th place Zachary Griffin at minus 55. Bowl.com/juniorgold.
Wrapping up here, 10th frame for the U20 girls. Andrea Tuber, 211. Erin Sanagorski, 234. Caitlin Quinn, 191. Taylor Bluthis, 188. Tori Decker, 237. And Sierra Kanemoto strikes out for 208.
So I believe that is the end of their third game. And we should be getting started with the fourth game here in just a moment. And we've got just a couple of more frames to go on the U15 girls side. As of right now, looking pretty good for Hannah Munson to stay in the lead. Depending on how this thing finishes, though. It's Hannah Munson. She shot the 300 earlier today. See that video on our Facebook page, posted the link there. So head over to our Facebook page, look at one of our posts from earlier today. It's a 300 game by Hannah Munson.
Got our U20 boys up and running.
Yeah, they got 2 more games to go. I think I predicted a little while ago that the U15s would finish 2 games ahead of the U20s, and looks like my prediction is going to be correct. Match play starts tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Be sure to tune in for that.
Well, Lucas, our viewer totals have dropped. Don't know if we just had lots of fans of the U15 boys or nobody wanted to hear you.
That could be. Who knows? Those numbers have been all over the place today, though. I'm not sure how reliable they are. But the top 16 in every division will advance to tomorrow morning's match play competition.
And our U20 girls featured pair now underway.
Chelsea Stevens off to the right there with the open frame. Sydney Barron, Corinne Mayer, Melanie Crawford, Miranda Panas, and Jody Gwalik on the featured pair for the U20 girls this game. Hannah Munson with a strike in the 9th. She's had a pretty good day today. A day to remember, her first 300 game earlier on this afternoon. I guess it was actually this morning, it's forever ago it feels like, that Hannah Munson shot 300. I've had a 300 in every division, so every group getting in on the 300s today. But none so far in this round that I'm aware of. So 10th frame coming up here in just a moment after this 9th frame shot from Kelly. It's 3 in a row. Just making a last ditch effort here to move up the standings. Kelly can actually catch Hannah for the number 1 spot. She's only 34 pins back, and she gets you 247. Hannah's max score 211. Could actually even have a tie for the top spot. I don't know how they break it though. It's almost an 8-10. Ashley Dunn going to have a sluggish finish here, only going to shoot 150 max, and Hannah Munson's going to be in the 190s, it looks like. Ashley Dunn finishes out her day with a 150 game, and she'll be looking to rebound tomorrow in the bracket. Here's the final shot for Hannah Munson. She gets a strike, 191. Looks like if Kelly Scalacchi goes 9 spare strike here, it might be enough to steal the top seed by a pin. Well, she strikes on the first one, so I look she's going to jump from 3rd to 1st. Wow. That's what it looks like. She was only down by 34, and she's already in the 230s, so yeah, it looks like as long as she gets good count on this shot, she should move up. I don't know that the seeding really matters all that much, but
Nice feather in your cap.
yeah, it's nice to go in as the number 1 seed. It looks as though Kelly may do that. This is right on that one, gets 7. Put her at 234 with a spare. That would be more than enough.
So Kelly finishes with a 233, and it'll be interesting to see when the numbers are totaled up exactly whether that was enough, but a great showing here in the final game of the day. So that will conclude our U15 play. As we've been mentioning, fewer players in the U15 division, so they're just quicker getting through things. And that will enable us to turn our focus to the U20s. Justin Miller. Thomas Barna. Corinne Mayer. Or Maher it may be. So once again, watching the U20 boys and girls in game number 4, while the U15s have wrapped up. Again, if you're just joining us, you're watching live coverage of the North Point Junior Gold Championships in Indianapolis. Jason Overstreet, Lucas Wiseman, along with us as well. And this is the national championship for youth bowling. At stake, $250,000 in total scholarships will be awarded to the bowlers, as well as spots on Junior Team USA. So a lot to bowl for. And things are going to get more and more interesting here in this next game and a half, as we will likely get an idea of who has a shot at earning the automatic spots that are available this evening. And the top 16 players will advance to match play competition tomorrow morning that starts at 8 o'clock. So pressure in multiple regards to make the top 16 and live to fight for the overall championship, but also those top seeds will have automatic Junior Team USA bids.
Once we have the final U15 standings, we'll let you know. I would imagine we should have those before we go off the air, considering we still have a game and a half to go here in the U20 division. Once we have an update on the U20 standings, we'll let you know.
Lucas, think you'll be able to get a read on where the U20s stand heading into that last game?
Probably not until about halfway through the game, I would guess, whenever they get the standings done. I would imagine that Steve will be able to do the standings a little quicker because he's only going to have to deal with 2 divisions instead of 4. So we'll have to see. It's just too many people bowling, and it's hard to figure it out on the fly, especially since they're so far away from us and will be coming from the high end of the bowling center. Match play tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Be sure to join us for that. We're in the 5th frame of game 4 currently on both of our featured pairs. All the U15s are now done. Waiting for the final official standings on them.
Fifth frame here for Melanie Crawford as she is looking to double and does. Spare conversion for Dylan Burns. Jody Golick. Russ Oviatt gets the 4 out of there. Double for him. And once again, remember our coverage resumes tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time of the bracket play coverage.
And don't forget the last game of the night should prove to be exciting. I think we'll have the top 6 bowlers, at least the top 6 coming into this round on our featured pairs for the final game. So we should have some interesting competition for you in the final game as the battle for those 2 automatic Junior Team USA spots takes place in both divisions. Josh Johnson, nice looking strike there. That is 6th frame strike for him.
Pin gets tapped but won't go down for Melanie Crawford. Melanie's had a pretty decent look the last few shots. If you're interested in what our next Bowl TV event will be, you can find out all those details all the time on the homepage of bowl.com. The Bowl TV's live schedule there. Our next major event will be the PABCON Championships in Las Vegas coming up next month. Lucas and I will be out there to watch Team USA adult team.
Well, I'll be there. My flight's booked. Your flight still isn't booked yet, Jason. Did you get your travel approval from Stu?
I'm sure I'll get there. And really some great players that are going to be out as a part of that competition. Can you rattle off those rosters off the top of your head?
Oh, no, I cannot.
Oh.
I've been going here for like 14 hours, 15 hours. I can't remember anything at this stage. But I have it real handy here.
All right, let's run down the roster the Team USA players will be seeing. Once again, this is the event on Bowl TV in August, the PABCON Championships out in Las Vegas.
Men's team is Patrick Allen, John Janowitz, Steve Smith, Bill O'Neill, Tommy Jones, and Marshall Kent.
So
and for
what
the
a mix
women,
there, just to stop you for a minute,
Sure.
Lucas, of sort of the younger player and Marshall Kent, who's coming off an amazing World Youth Championships, getting him even more experience on the bigger stage. Going with Patrick Allen, Bill O'Neill, Tommy Jones, and that's going to be some great stuff. On the women's side?
On the women's side, it's going to be Liz Johnson, Stephanie Nation, Josie Ernest, Deandra Aspady, Shannon Plahowski, and Leanne Hulsenberg.
And you can see on similar, I think, mindset for Coach Rod Ross and the coaching staff on the women's side, getting Josie Ernest a shot to be able to bowl in a big event, along with some of the Team USA veterans from the gold medal team at the World Championships from last year. So there's some terrific names, great competition. Be sure to mark that on your calendar coming up the last week in August.
And I think that'll be Leanne Hulsenberg.
Second to last week in August,
yeah.
excuse me.
That'll be Leanne Hulsenberg's Team USA debut, I believe.
Wow. So a Hall of Famer making her debut on Team USA. Leanne Olsenberg, the rookie, huh?
Yeah. She'll be the low woman on the totem pole that week. Because Josie is not bowled anything for Team USA, but is bowled for Junior Team USA quite a bit. So she's not exactly new to the program.
Right.
But for Leanne, first time for her to bowl in anything for her country. So that'll be a big thrill for her. And it's not too far from her home because she lives in Roseville, California, which is up near Sacramento. And maybe some of her friends and family will be coming down to watch.
I'm sure. Question in the chat if Matt Farber is going to be on the stream soon. I would expect that he's coming the next game.
I think he's on the last game.
So
should be if the cross works out like it's supposed to.
Yeah, those 6 that were at the top of the standings coming into here should be coming in. So we will not have to wait much longer.
Yeah, just a couple more frames to go in this 4th game. If you want information on this event, bowl.com/juniorgold is where you can find it. Still waiting on those Game 3 updates to come in, hopefully soon.
You may have noticed Miranda Panis with the Canada jersey. Now, I don't know Miranda or her story specifically, but presumably if she's wearing the Canada jersey, that means she is Canadian. I don't know if she bowls on their junior team or not, but this event can be bowled by players from other countries. They're just not eligible for the Junior Team USA spots that are awarded, of course, but can take home the title and scholarship money as well. So welcome having international players represented at the North Point Junior Gold Championships.
Well, at least Canadians and Puerto Ricans. I don't think there's anybody other than that in the field. So just our neighbors to the north and our territory to the south.
Pace seems to be picking up a little bit. Both of our pairs are in the 9th frame.
Just got word that Melanie Crawford's family is watching back home. Her mom and sisters are watching our broadcast here this evening. So take a look at Melanie in the 9th frame. She's working on a double. She's going to step back for a moment and regroup. Oh, got to tie her shoe.
Got to make sure you take care of families watching on the live stream. Last thing you need to do is trip on a shoelace.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Melanie's been throwing the ball very nicely here on the featured pair.
She's right. She's one of those players that's right near the number, at least she was after a couple of games.
Oh, that was a good shot.
And you can kind of tell by the folks who are cheering for her that it must be pretty close because they're giving her a lot of extra attention. She was in 18th place with 3 games to go, and of course it cut to the top 16.
Corrine Maher. 9th frame shot. She's working on a spare. Knocks the 10 out of there. Now 10th frame. Chelsea Stevens has a 162 max if she picks up that 4-pin and strikes on the fill. Over to the boys' side, Dylan Burns now trying to run down the baby split here in the 9th. Nice conversion. Over to Jody Gaulick's first shot in the 10th. That's 3 in a row. Make it 4. She's found a nice line here.
237 max for Jody.
Justin Miller strikes in the 9th. Sets up himself in the foundation frame for a possible 225.
And the 4-9 go out there for Jody.
Yep.
Double in the 10th, 5 in a row. 237 still the max. Chelsea Stevens going to shoot 162 if she strikes here. Well, it's a 9 count, 161.
Over to Josh Johnson's 9th frame. He's looking to double. So a pretty big shot here for him, and a little bit too strong. Leaves the 4-pin. So a great game there for Jody.
Yeah, very nice. 237, back 6.
Let's take a look at Sydney Barron. Sydney's got a nice game going too. That strike gives her what, 247 max?
Yep, 247. Girls wrapping up game number 4. They got one more game to go after this one.
Sydney bowls quick. The bowlers that are fast on the approach sometimes I'll get over to switch over to them. By the time I see they're ready to go, they've already bowled. So I apologize for not seeing as many of Sydney's strikes as she deserves. She's going to be in the 230s out of San Antonio, coming from Texas here to junior gold, and making a very nice showing. Spare in the 10th for Miranda. Best she can do is 171. Now Russ Olbiot in the 10th has run into some trouble. And he is going to open and leave himself with 176. Nice looking shot there by Green.
Miranda finishes at 171.
Maher can strike out 212. See if she can get the second one in the 10th.
Well, you get the sense it's a big shot here for Melanie Crawford. The way her fans are cheering for her. That's right. Oh, look at it come back.
Wow, that
didn't quite get the 7 out though, so she's going to be in the 2 teens.
I was like you, Lucas. I didn't think that had a chance off her hand. Found herself in a good spot on the lane.
I think she's happy with the result, even though it didn't strike.
So a nice spare for Corinne there in the fill shot, even 200. spare for Barna. He is not going to be happy with that game. 144. Back over to Melanie Crawford.
Good shot.
Took a little bit of speed off it, a little bit further inside. And
Actually,
there's-
almost hooked past the 9 pin.
Yeah. 214 for Crawford.
It's a good game. It should help her out a little bit.
And that's it for that game on the girls featured pair. Zach Sagato goes high, his first shot in the 10th. Needs to spare up. He can be at 205. Justin Miller is going to shoot 214 if he runs down this 10 pin.
Oh, open frame.
Oh, Zach
Misses the 610.
194.
Yeah. Josh Johnson's max 204.
That's frustrating. We've all been there.
You more than me.
Yeah, he put together missing the spare or being in a position to finish anywhere near the top of a tournament.
Missing the spare. I don't have to shoot spares because I strike so much. And
I knew you
no
weren't
tap.
talking about being anywhere near the top of a tournament because that wasn't me.
That's true. That either.
It was nice of you not to jump on that.
Oh, they must have just posted the under 15 results because I heard some cheers behind us. Should be on the website soon.
Josh Johnson gets a couple in the 10th, so he's going to be over 200, 204 if he can get one more. Lonely man, last one on the pair, and no one there cheering for him.
All abandoned him.
You got more than 600 fans watching at home cheering for you, Josh. Bury that field ball.
245.
.201 there for total for Josh.
I want to see Holly Harris coming down. That's a good sign that we're going to have the top-tier players.
Yeah, we got some.
Holly Harris, Danielle McEwen, Natalie Goodman, Megan Buja, Cara Mangiola, and Nicole Trudell will be on our women's featured pair for the last game.
All right, well, we'll check that out in just a moment, but first we're going to step away for a moment and thank our Yes Fund partners for making this coverage possible.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: North Pointe, Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, go to bowl.com/yesfund.
The United States Bowling Congress is shaping the future of bowling, helping kids learn the sport the right way and awarding thousands of scholarships every year. USBC supports Special Olympics and America's Best when they go for the gold as the home and heart of Team USA. We're reaching for new heights in research, raising the bar with spectacular national tournaments, and have raised millions of dollars to help fight cancer and support veterans. Visit bowl.com to learn more.
Well, we're just about underway here for game number 5, or getting ready to get started.
Jason, have an update on the U15 girls final results. As we suspected, Kelly Skalaki takes the number 1 seed at -103. Hannah Munsing qualifies second. Ashley Dunn third. Brianna Clemmer fourth. Haley Cummings fifth. Kayla Crawford, your number 6 seed. 7th is Nicole McCallion. 8th is Rebecca Browerman. 9th, Taylor Russell. 10th seed goes to Justine Brookover. The 11th seed, Jordan Newham. 12th seed, Michaela Mitchell. 13th, Haley Boyle. 14th, Sarah Doyle. 15th is Amanda Garavet. And 16th, getting the last spot in, Amanda Duplan. So those are the top 16 in the under 15 girls. And in the U15 boys, Miko Walker earns the top seed at +244. Alex Martin second. Leslie Lowe is the 3rd seed. Brandon Biondo 4th. Tyler Bowe 5th. Cortez Shank qualifies in 6th place. 7th is Bradley Kraus. 8th, Daniel Hansen. 9th, Kyle Young. 10th, Lane Sant. Keenan McFalls qualifies 11th. 12th seed will be Brandon Sodermastro. 13th, Sean Walker. 14th, Donnie Turner. 15th, Zach Griffin. And the final spot, Zach Tackett in 16th place, the brother of E.J. Tackett. So we wait for the next game to get underway. It'll be our final game of the night. See Danielle McEwen kind of rocking back and forth, doing a little pacing here.
Getting ready.
Yep. Must be waiting for Megan, Kara, and Nicole to make it down. And we're going to have on the boys pair Michael Coffey, Matt Farber, Greg Young, Kyle Sherman, A.J. Johnson, and Marshall Kent for the final game.
As we wait, we'll remind you that we'll be back again at 8 a.m. tomorrow with live coverage of the match play portion of the event. Also, let everybody know what you're watching on Twitter. See the hashtag Junior Gold on your screen. Try and get as much attention as we can for this great event. If you've got travel plans anytime near as well, if you're watching, seeing some tabs at the top of your screen, mybowlingvacation.com is a terrific source to find deals on hotel, car, and airline, whether you're headed to a bowling event or looking to go somewhere on vacation that isn't related to a bowling tournament. Mybowlingvacation.com, some terrific specials. And if you are going to a USBC championship, you'll find room deals better than anywhere else. So be sure to add that to your bookmarks. Mybowlingvacation.com for your travel needs. You've seen some of these players too, sporting those sharp dye supplemented jerseys from High Five Gear. Found those through the USBCSportsStore.com. That tab also at the top of your screen. You can find that on bowl.com as well. Wide range of USBC merchandise and apparel. You can get a jersey just like the Team USA players wear through High Five. That's at USBCSportsStore.com. Check it out today. Once again, we are just awaiting the start of game number 5, and we'll see what players end up earning spots on Junior Team USA tonight. And we'll have an idea of the final 16 that make it to match play and the opportunity to compete for the North Point Junior Gold Championship here presented by Brunswick. Hope that you're enjoying our coverage. Hope if you got a young person in the audience watching that you make them part of this next year. North Point Junior Gold Championships and USBC Youth Open Championships moves to Detroit. Detroit metro area hosting the event. We'd love to see you. Something for all ages, as we've shown with the new U15 division. Know that a lot of fall leagues are starting as well. If you're not convinced to get a Junior Gold membership after watching this competition, well, I don't know what you're waiting for. Junior Gold membership available to everyone. That's changed in the last year for kids. Before there was an average requirement, but now it's just something that you can be a part of, enjoy the benefits, the newsletters. Lots of extras that come along with Junior Gold membership, so you can check that out at bull.com, find out more information. Click on bull.com, the youth tab, and see all the different memberships available for kids. Have young roll and grow leagues for the younger ones. The USA Bowling program as well. So quite a bit going on. As far as youth development, see Marshall Kent there on your screen just a moment ago, giving some thought to what he's got ahead. Holly Harris sitting down there. Danielle waiting. That's Marshall on the other side of the settee. Here comes Michael Coffey on in, so we'll be underway in just a few minutes. Appreciate everybody sticking around with us for the final game of qualifying here at North Point Junior Gold Championships. You're familiar with many of these players, seen them on our collegiate coverage. College season will be here right before you know it. Once again this fall, Bull TV planning a wide range of events from around the country, including USBC Tier 1 events, NCAA coverage, and of course the NAIA schools as well. Some of the best collegiate action in the country can be found on Bull TV. And as I mentioned, as always, the schedule available on the front page of bull.com, or it's always recommended that you like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and that way you won't have to go looking for the information. We'll let you know when there's something good to see here on Bull TV. Speaking of highlights, some great highlights today. 300 games coming from all divisions here. Talk about talent level. Didn't expect to see quite the fireworks from the U15s that we saw, but a couple of 300 games, and including one live here on Bull TV. Highlight of that can be found there on our Bull TV YouTube channel. I see some of you in the chat pointing out that the link on the sports store ad from our YouTube page is showing an error. Well, that's no good. Appreciate your letting us know. You can check it from bull.com and see if it's a problem as well. You can also get to the sports store from bull.com. You're supposed to be able to get there from Bull TV.
Did you find a problem, Jason?
I did find a problem. So you can still get there from bull.com. So it's usbcsportstore.com to find the sports store. The link at the top of our
Actually,
YouTube
it looks like
channel
if you
is
go to
not working.
USBCSportsStore.com, it doesn't work.
Well,
You have to check on that.
I've got it up here.
Yeah, I think it sends you to the direct link on that server for it. But yeah, so just go to bowl.com if you want the sports store. The standings are updated after 3 games on the U20 boys. And Michael Coffey plus 448, Matt Farber plus 400, Greg Young plus 388, Kyle Sherman plus 368, Charles Easton plus 364. And that was with 2 games left. They still have, they're just finishing up game 4 right now on this squad. And then we should get an update on that a few frames into the final game on the U20 girls side. After 3 games, Natalie Goodman in the lead at plus 240, Danielle McEwen at plus 148, Holly Harris plus 116. Obviously, they are all done with their 4th game already, but we're still waiting for a lot of the pairs to finish up. And that's why we have no bowling right now, because they've kind of gotten out of sync, and that means we have some dead time here. So as a result, we're taking a look at Holly Harris sitting on a couch, texting, I believe. Not sure what she's doing, but there's not much else to see going on in front of us here. You can see one of our cameras there.
I guess we can take a wide look down there. Was mistakenly thinking that they would be getting started within a few seconds, but since it's turned into a bit of a wait, we will give something a little bit more exciting than Holly texting.
Just 1 game left, if we can ever get it started. I see some of the pairs down there just finishing up this 4th game. I'm sure that the players who are down here waiting for their last game to start, not we're thrilled with having to wait, but that's the way it goes.
No, it's kind of a long break.
It's a really long break. That's what happens when you cross so many pairs, and you got to move from one end to the other, and it takes forever. And they're just waiting it out.
All right, looks like we've got some action here on the boys featured pair.
Yeah, the guys ready to go. Michael Coffey, Matt Farber, Greg Young, Kyle Sherman, AJ Johnson, and Marshall Kent on the featured pair. Finally, something to watch, folks. Our last game of the night. Remember, the top 16 will advance, so as you're looking at the standings, that'll be something to keep in mind. It might be a little bit before we get an update on those standings because they've kind of got out of sync, so hopefully it won't take too long. Michael Coffey starts with a strike. I see Megan Bouja moving down here, so that pair must be done, and now they're making their move down so the girls can get started pretty soon. Maggie Zakshevsky checking in the chat, rooting for Holly. Good evening, Mags. Nice to hear from you. AJ Johnson. Smashes him for the strike in the first. Matt Farber. So everybody struck so far, 3 for 3 on this pair. Last game, you kind of expect that. Farber pretty deep. You can see his feet. Looks like he's lined up pretty close to the gutter cap on the left. Sliding right there too. Pretty effective though.
Gets the 4 to go.
Marshall Kent.
He's also sliding pretty far left with his feet, and that one comes up light, leaves the 2. So all these guys pretty deep at this stage. Kind of expect that. Balk for Greg Young Jr. Again, the top 2 at the end of this night in both the U20 girls and boys earn automatic spots on Junior Team USA.
And once again, if you're just joining us, this is the final game of the day. In the U20 and U20 boys and girls.
Michael Coffey starts off with a double. And as soon as we have an update, we'll let you know. Oh my. I saw this at the end of the squad this morning with the guys. They started getting so deep that they were having to carry stuff like that, the 5-7, going late a lot of times. Saw it with AJ. See AJ there. See what AJ does here in the second frame. A lot of strikes so far. 7 out of 8 strikes between all these players to start this game. AJ gets the 10 out for the double. Should be some pretty heated competition here down the stretch with those Junior Team USA spots at stake.
Yeah, we'll be real eager to get an update on those numbers to find out exactly what the spread is.
Yeah, as soon as I have them, I'll let you know.
You probably mentioned this while I was paying attention to something technical, Lucas, but is it, even coming into this game, was it really tight?
I don't know coming into this game because I don't have the update yet, but after 3 games, Michael Coffey had a 48-pin lead on second place. And it was pretty tight for the second spot, but I don't know what any of them bowled in game 4, so it's hard to say.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it was all close enough that it could be anybody's game. There's about, 5 guys with a chance, 5 or 6 guys. Excuse me if you heard that. So 10 o'clock now here at Woodland Bowl. We've been live streaming all day long and down to the final game. They're getting ready to start on the girls pair. Holly Harris, Megan Buja. They'll be the first ones to go. Holly, after the long wait, leaves a 9-pin. That'll make her happy. Coffey. I don't know what he bowled in game 4, but he started with the front 3 here. So I would guess that things looking pretty good for him. Had a 48-pin lead on second with 2 games left. It's not very much, but ball reaction seems to be pretty good. Megan starts with a 210. Megan shooting the 210 here. Got a chance. Just does hook past the 2. And a look at Danielle McEwen, Team USA, Junior Team USA member. Pulled the World Youth Championships in Thailand last month. It's a pretty good shot right there after a long break. Ooh, 5-7 split for Kara. Kara or Kara? What do you think? Hard to say, huh?
Could go either way.
Yep. I know folks who use both pronunciations of that name.
Very nice conversion.
Yep.
Never fun when you leave that, but just feel a little bit better when the conversion goes your way.
Speaking as someone who seems to have experience leaving that.
I have.
I know, I've bowled league with you. Nicole Trudell, 7-pin. Greg Young looking for a triple to start things off. He's got 2 in a row so far. Trying to keep the string going. Third frame of this last game. Real smooth. And delivers. Ooh. Megan off to a bad start here in this game. A couple of splits. AJ just left the 2-5-8. It's kind of the bucket without the 4-pin.
Back-to-back splits for Megan Bouja to start things off. She's not going to want to see us again.
Well, Jason, since I see Coffey's dad is sitting right in front of you, do you think you could ask him what Michael shot last game?
Sure.
I'll turn down your mic for you. Jason with the update.
266.
Oh, that's looking pretty solid. I think he's looking pretty good to get one of those automatic spots. Considering there's 48 pins ahead of second going into that game and shoots 260 plus. And he started with the front 3. I don't know what the other guys bowled, but I don't know that's going to matter much if Michael shoots another big game like that. Again, still waiting for the standings update. Hopefully coming in soon. Everybody should be in the 5th game by now. Danielle McEwen packs them all for a double.
Cole Trudell strikes in the second.
So it seems as though, at least on the boys' side, it's going to be a race for one spot, because it's starting to look like Michael Coffey's locked up one of the automatic Junior Team USA bids. The way things were going on the girls' side, I don't know what Natalie Goodman bowled last game, but she was 92 pins ahead of second going into that 24th game. It's a pretty wide margin.
See Matt Farber, short approach.
He must be standing in front of the ball return, yeah.
Yep. Delivers.
Double, yeah. Strike 9 square
That is
double.
not easy to do.
It's hard to generate the ball speed when you're doing that.
Marshall Kent looking for 3. It goes high. Marshall doesn't have good body language working today. I don't know what happened in game before.
Well, in game 3 tonight, he shot 182. So he's kind of, I would guess, out of the mix for one of the automatic Junior Team USA spots at this stage, based on what I know.
And I guess when you had things go your way as much as Marshall has lately,
well, they're saying Natalie Goodman had a 259 in her 4th game. And so that would mean to her, to me, that she's pretty much locked up one of the automatic spots. She's already almost 100 ahead a second, shot 250. It's pretty solid. Update just coming in. Natalie Goodman plus 299. Danielle McEwen plus 216. Holly Harris plus 129. So at this point, it looks like Goodman and McEwen are going to get the 2 automatic Junior Team USA spots. And let's see if we have an update on the guys. And we do. Coffee at plus 514. Farber plus 466, Young at plus 445, Charles Easton, who's not on our featured player, plus 400, Kyle Sherman plus 395. So kind of looks like Coffee all but locked into that automatic spot. Farber, Young kind of battling it out. And Young with the front 4 this game has evened it up with Farber. They were 21 pins difference, and now they're pretty even with about a little more than half a game to go. As for the cut numbers, for the U20 boys, 16th with a game to go is Jacob Kent, and Jacob has made a huge run tonight. 264, 195, 258, 258. Wow. For Jake Kent. So he's gone 250, 250 the last 2 games to get to plus 240, and he's right now in the cut by 2 pins. And on the girls' side, Thea Spears is the number right now at minus 52. Thea shot 179 last game, so she has she gave a little bit back there. You can find the standings on bowl.com/juniorgold. So it looks like, from what I can tell, my analysis of the standings, it looks like Farber and Young are going to be the 2 to watch for the last automatic spot on the boys' side, because Coffee looks like he's going to be locked in. And on the girls' side, it looks like it's going to be Natalie Goodman and Danielle McEwen. There's Farber with a 3rd consecutive strike and a fist pump. He knows the situation.
now I haven't seen exactly where Greg Young is playing, if he's playing that extreme deep line on both lanes.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, and if you've never tried to do that, to play that shortened approach on the right lane when trying to play extremely deep, it is not easy. You have a spot on Junior Team USA on the line when you're trying to do it.
You got to have a lot of upper body strength because you're not able to get much out of your legs. It shortens the amount of walking space you have, but it looks like Greg Young is way, unless he drifts left, he's way right of everybody else. Let's see if he drifts. Because he's standing pretty close to the big dot. Yeah, he drifts. Oh, no. You kidding me?
Oh.
An 8-10. Yanked it. And the ball didn't have any energy when it got to the head pin. And a pocket 8-10, that's brutal. Considering he's in a dead heat here with Matt Farber for that automatic spot. I can see Charles Easton off in the distance. He's gone strike, spare, strike, spare, strike, so he's not really doing much down there. He's down 66 pins from second place, so it doesn't look like he's going to make a move. So I still think it's between Farber and Young for the last automatic spot, and right now, Farber has the advantage. Coffee struck again as we take a look at Trudell. McEwen and Goodman pretty much locked for the automatics on the girls' side. Trudell trying to make the split. Oh, it's a tough one to make. It's about as good an effort as you can make at it.
Here's what we're talking about with what Farber's doing. You see him standing right in front of that ball return.
Yep. He's got 3 in a row. And I guess if you want to say the bad news is he has to finish on this right lane. Although he's done it pretty successfully so far.
If he gets this second spot on Junior Team USA, he will have proved he deserves it.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff coaches look for when they're, even if he didn't make it, they look for that versatility. Can somebody get in front of the ball return like that when they have to and be successful at it? Those are the kind of versatility type things they're looking at. And right now, Farber, he led Young by 21 coming into this game, and he's picked up another 15. So right now, Farber a 36-pin lead with 4 frames to go, looking pretty solid for Farber at this stage, but still a long way to go in this final game. McEwen, oh, she's throwing it so good. She kind of got on me because the highlight video I did of the girls' field had a shot of Danielle, and she carried the 4.57 for a strike, and she tweeted at me, "Thanks for showing my bad ball reaction to everybody." Well, it looks pretty good right now. A.J. Johnson.
You see the difference. Greg Young walking to his left. Makes it work on that shot. Cooks the 4.
Yeah, he needed it. He's down by, looks like 46 pins or so. 36 pins. 4 frames to go to Farber for the last automatic spot. Goodman's not bowling her best game. She's at 90 in the 5th here, but so far ahead of 3rd, 170 pins ahead of Holly Harris that she's locked in to an automatic spot. So Natalie Goodman of O'Fallon, Illinois. Looks like she's going to be a Junior Team USA member in 2013. Looks as though Danielle McEwen will punch her ticket again. There's a look at Natalie Goodman.
Good reason for her to smile. She has put on quite a performance.
I think she knows that she's locked in. And Danielle McEwen, once again, going to earn another spot on Junior Team USA. No surprise there, I don't think. Danielle with another strike.
Well, Michael Coffey did well last year at this event and bringing it up to another level here this year. And tomorrow we'll test these players' ability and mental makeup in another way when we start getting into elimination match play.
Yeah, Coffey finished 13th last year in Junior Gold.
Yeah, he put out a good showing. I remember his play last year.
Oh, there's the 5-7. Kind of figured we might see one of those eventually.
I think Coffey did pretty well at the North Point High School Singles Championship as well. I don't remember exactly where he finished, but I seem to recall that.
Yeah, I don't have those standings, unfortunately.
Picks up 5-7. Again, Buja can't get it. So Megan, USBC Star of Tomorrow, member of the Championship University of Maryland Eastern Shore team. There's Matthew Farber. Farber trying to keep his string going. Look at how far left he is standing.
It's a big shot for him.
It's a really deep angle of attack, and he's going to watch out he doesn't have the same thing happen to Coffey.
He didn't get anything on that one.
No.
You could tell just watching the ball go down the lane, it was almost wobbling the wrong way. So things may tighten up a little bit here down the stretch.
And the question will be, can Gregory Young take advantage of the opening? He had a good break in his last shot, tripping the 4-pin.
And this
spare's
spare's not
into a double.
This spare's not a gimme either.
No.
That Farber's shooting here, because the 1-2-4-8 on a condition like this, it's very easy to leave either the 4-pin or the 8-pin standing. See if he can make it. If I were him, I'd throw it straight at it. He makes it.
That's a good shot. As you mentioned, Lucas, that is not routine or easy. Requires some focus.
McEwen working on 3 in a row. Not much drama on the girls' side. McEwen and Goodman going to be our automatic spots. Goodman going to finish first. McEwen looks like she's going to finish second in qualifying, heading into match play tomorrow. Top 16 in each division advance.
Tania Falbo in the chat, cheering on her teammate Megan Buja. A lot of you familiar with Tania, well known for her role on that UMES team.
Big shot coming up here for Greg Young. 7th frame working on a strike, a chance to make up some ground on Farber. He's running out of frames and really must strike here, in my opinion. Can't afford a non-strike. Almost 8-10 again.
Wasn't a bad shot.
Nope.
Saw the 6-pin just kind of rattle around in the gutter, but
hard to carry from
didn't get the
playing
tap.
that line. Ball just doesn't have enough energy left at the end. And Natalie Goodman, who's going to lead, she goes to Vanderbilt. Bowls for the Doors. She's the Illinois State High School champion in 2011.
So 8th frame now for Farber. Again in front of the ball return.
What a shot.
Great clutch bowling right there.
Well, there's only a couple of frames left, and it looks like Young is just running out of frames to try to catch Farber. Oh, McEwen just left a stone 8-pin. Well, Greg Young was trailing Farber by 21 coming into this game, and he trails by 10 so far this game.
8th frame shot is what's coming, so it's really getting into must-strike territory for Greg Young Jr. if he's going to make a move into that 2nd spot.
And he's down 31. And yeah, really has to strike, and he has to have some help from Farber.
All you can do is try and put some pressure on your opponent here. Again, the top 2 spots on the girls' side essentially set. Just this last spot on the boys' side, really what's in question, and then of course who will be in the top 16. See what Greg Young's got here in the 8th.
Must have it. Slaps around the 5-pin.
Couldn't get the 7 out.
Yeah, couldn't get the 7 to go, and he is in some trouble.
Just starting to run out of frames. But if it doesn't come together for him this evening, another opportunity awaits tomorrow.
That's right. The winners of the 1st and 2nd place tomorrow earn automatic spots on Junior Team USA as well. If one of the 4 that has already earned a spot win or finish 2nd, then that spot goes to the selection committee. Two frames to go. on the girls pair. They're in the 9th frame, just starting the 9th. Goodman going to finish first. McEwen going to finish second. Pick those automatics.
It's always interesting, Lucas. We don't necessarily have any inside information as to what the selection committee is thinking or might do, but you know what goes into who they may possibly take. You know, do the members of this year's junior team? Does
Yikes.
Marshall? Ouch!
Blowout
Marshall,
7-10.
Does Marshall have an extra line on an at-large spot if he doesn't end up in the top 2?
It's hard to say, but you would think so.
Zakatori, they've got A.J. Johnson. I mean, you got a lot of folks to choose from.
And it doesn't look like Zach's going to make the top 16, only at plus 120.
And I know that does hurt, if not eliminate your chances for an at-large bid. It's just
all these players who make the top 16 will head back to their hotels and get some rest this evening and get prepared for the early start tomorrow, an 8 a.m. start time for match play. Top 16 in all 4 divisions move on.
ninth frame now for Coffee. He doubles.
Little icing on the cake here. He's going to take the top seed and to match play. 10th frame now, getting started on our girls pair. AJ leaves the single pin on a 3-bagger.
Ninth frame now for Farber, who appears on his way to picking up that second spot on Junior Team USA.
A strike here would definitely lock it up. Oh, hang on.
You know he just was wanting to stay clean, and
yeah, it's not over yet. It is not quite over yet.
So Farber gets 2. And that leaves him with 194 in the ninth.
If he shoots 214, that means that Greg Young would need to shoot 235 to tie him. And guess what Greg Young can strike out for in the ninth and the 10th? 235. But this is a make or break shot here for Greg Young. Because if he doesn't strike on this one, he has to hope that Farber opens in the 10th. So we see Coffee with his victory lap up there in the 10th frame. Trips out the 4.
We'll just keep focused on Greg Young Jr. and see if he can put any pressure on Matthew Farber.
Yeah, it's really a must-strike situation here for Young. If he doesn't strike here, he's going to need a world of help in the 10th frame from Farber. But it has tightened up considerably here in the final frames. Huge shot. pulled it. Oh, trips the 4. That's lucky. I thought he pulled it more than that.
So all of a sudden we might have, or we will have a 10th frame of some consequence. I feel for Matt Farber with unfortunate split in the 9th, so he can take control, however, in the 10th. Certainly controls his own destiny.
Danielle McEwen gets half of the pins on her second shot in the 10th. She's going to be in the 220s this game.
And here's the thing, Lucas. These guys don't have any idea what the score is. They don't have access to the score updates.
Well,
right?
it's on the monitors back here.
So somebody's going to have to come over and
somebody
tell them.
might know. Yeah, it's hard to tell. They may know just by looking at each other's recap sheets as they give Michael Coffey a big round of applause for being our leader for today and earning a spot on Junior Team USA. And that brings up Matt Farber with a very important 10th frame. And he can lock up his spot on Junior Team USA with a double. And it comes on the lane where he's standing in front of the ball return.
In the right lane, he is going to go with a shortened approach.
Double to lock up the spot. Here's the first one. Oh, look at the 4 go late. Wow. I think he knows, Jason. You said you wonder if he knows that they know the situation. I think he knows. He needs one more.
Yep. Maybe right. Somebody's telling him the scores, which is good. He should know.
Some people like to know, some don't. Deandra hates to look at the scores when she's bowling, so it depends on the personality, but he definitely knows. You can tell. You don't get a reaction like that unless you know what's going on.
How big is this shot?
A strike for the team.
Junior Team USA hanging in the balance right here. Can lock it up. Second shot in the 10th at the North Point Junior Gold Championships. Matthew Farber.
Does he have another one in him? Oh, the 7 goes, I should say, late. He mixes them up, gets the double, and he's on the team. Gets a hug from A.J. Johnson. Matt Farber, by my math, has done enough to make Junior Team USA 2013. Meanwhile, Natalie Goodman just finished up 188, and she is the top seed for
That's
tomorrow's
great
match
to see.
play.
No matter who it is you're rooting for, Lucas, what I love seeing in things like this is you love seeing somebody step up and win it. Never want to see anyone have it slip out of their hands and lose it.
Farber fills it up in the 10th for
That
224, and yeah, he
outstanding.
knows the deal. So does Greg Young. They know it's over. So congratulations to Matt Farber, Mike Coffey, making Junior Team USA. Jason, I'm going to start wrapping things up as far as interviews and pictures go. I'll let you close everything out.
All right, Lucas, thanks so much.
See everybody tomorrow morning.
Lucas has work to do. Got to take some pictures, and you'll have a recap on bull.com of the action here today. And what a great effort by Greg Young. He really put some pressure on him with clutch bowling. And Greg will have another opportunity tomorrow to see if he can claim a shot on a spot on Junior Team USA. And A.J. Johnson looking to earn his way back again. Second shot in the 10th for Johnson. So once again, Natalie Goodman. Congratulations to Natalie. Top qualifier on the girls' side. Michael Coffey, top qualifier on the boys' side. Goodman and McEwen earning spots on Junior Team USA for the girls. Matthew Farber and Michael Coffey. There they are. Both texting away, letting everybody know in case you didn't watch it on Bowl TV. Doing some addition on their scores as well. Oh, 235 for A.J. Johnson. And 215 for Greg Young. Marshall Kent. Finishing things up, he strikes in the 10th. See the crowd gathering over here behind the boys pairs. They finished up. Lots of folks coming over to see a bunch of hugs, congratulate Michael Coffey. It's really a lot of great sportsmanship that you see here at the North Point Junior Gold Championships. Even though it's a fierce competition, a lot of these players spend a lot of time together, bowling tournaments around the country, seeing each other here for several years, and certainly all wish each other well. Marshall Kent finishes with a 198, I believe, to finish things out there, 199. And that concludes our play here, I believe, or at least certainly our play of consequence. So we hope you've enjoyed all of our coverage here on Bowl TV. Once again, we'll be back again at 8 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow with the match play portion, as we will see who will be crowned the North Point Junior Gold Champion. A whole nother format, and we'll have coverage of all 4 divisions. So please join us then. Updated standings will be on bowl.com shortly, and you can see exactly who made the cut.
We want to say congratulations to our 4 new junior Team USA members tonight.
Lucas there on the wireless mic is congratulating the winners. There you see them. There are the 4 members of Junior Team USA who have just earned their spots. Lucas out there to take pictures. That'll be on bowl.com, as we mentioned, along with Lucas's recap. And before long, the scores will be updated, and you can see exactly which 16 players advance to match play tomorrow and their seedings. So as Lucas goes to do that, we'll wrap things up. Once again, be back with you again at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And for Lucas Wiseman and everyone else who's joined us here on Bowl TV, I'm Jason Overstreet. Thanks so much for joining us, and see you again tomorrow morning. Good night from Indianapolis.